We did it. It worked. I gotta fix the description.
Now we're live. We're live.
Waiting for Spawn.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spawncast episode 2. We got actually quite a bit to talk about tonight. We are missing Evan. That's why it looks like this right now. So when Evan's not here,
an audience.
When Evan's not here, it's a miracle that it works at all. So I am streaming it though, and it is working. So there you go. We still had an episode, and then Max is at a party, and I don't know where Click is. Click is somewhere.
Click's right there. Isn't that her?
Is that Click, or is that our guest tonight, Sean? Can you introduce her?
Yeah, Sean, can you introduce me?
Stinky Celia.
Oh my God, you're a stink.
This is Celia from Yacht Club Games. She's joining us. She's been on before.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's been on. Yeah, it's a lot of.
What the introduction?
Yeah, well, hi guys. I'm in charge of marketing at Yacht Club Games.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks, Sean, for the cool introduction.
No problem. I do what I can.
Yeah, so kind. So great.
Good to have Celia here. Then we have, let's see, we'll go to Jordan Fringe. Jordan, how we doing?
Hello, I'm Jordan Fringe. I'm doing good.
Good to have Jordan here. We have MVG returning after he traveled across the world. By the way, MVG was so confident there was going to be no Silent Hill. He went all the way across the entire globe, hung out for 3 weeks, and came back and was like, where's Silent Hill? What happened?
When you know, you know. And I was very confident taking my holiday, knowing that nothing Silent Hill related would have happened. And I came back, and guess what? Nothing happened. It's great to be here.
There's also no Banjo-Kazooie, though.
Or Batman.
Or Batman. Batman. Let's see. We got Sean. We got RGC85.
Hello. I'm playing some Retroid Pocket 2 Plus.
I have one of those. I think it's still in the box.
It's really good for Dream. It's a portable Dreamcast in my opinion, and it can play N64 wrestling games.
Yeah, but I have a Steam Deck and I have an Aya Neo OLED.
Okay, well, an Aya Neo OLED is what, $600-700?
They're kind of expensive. It's the Air, but the OLED is nice. It is a nice screen. It is nice.
I mean, this is fine. This gets the job done.
Oh gosh, put that down, dude. I gotta still stream for another 2 hours. Put that away. Ugh.
Crisp.
Gosh, it's the N64 stuff going on over there, man.
We're playing Dreamcast.
Oh, sorry, the screen on that non-OLED thing. Let me go over to OJ Player Essence. How we doing, OJ? All right, good talk from OJ.
Right. Audio's not working.
Your microphone's not working.
Right. Yeah.
The New York Knicks are the best basketball team. I hate Chicago.
N64 is better than GameCube.
Whoa.
OJ, it's time you finally came to terms with it. I think he thinks we're joking, too. He thinks that we can hear him.
I know. I'm starting to realize this.
Yeah. No, dude, we can't hear you for real.
No, he
says I know. He said I know. We were trying to figure it out. Okay, we'll come back to OJ. He'll see. He's been a celebrity this week on the Nintendo's channel, so we'll come back to him.
The hell is my invite?
Yeah, I'm sure Nintendo is jumping out of the chair to invite you, Sean.
It's in the mail.
It's in the mail.
Nice boy.
What's Nintendo? Is in the fax machine. Let's go to Nate. Nate the Hate.
It was a historic week in baseball.
Was it?
Aaron Judge joins the 60 home run club for a single season, and Albert Pujols last night, 700th career home run against the Dodgers. So historic moments in baseball. Very exciting if you're a fan of the sport.
I'm a fan of the 2-0 Giants. That's what I'm a fan of.
Matt had a good tweet. Piscatella. He mentioned that Albert Pujols has been hitting home runs since before Halo was around, and he's still doing it.
His first home run, his rookie season was April of 2001.
Yeah, it was before the Xbox was even a thing. Isn't that crazy?
21 years ago. It's a long career.
I couldn't even believe he was still playing.
He's pretty old.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's in the home run derby.
Yeah, and now his goal this year was to get to 700, and he said he's done now. He's gonna retire once the season's over, and he's not coming back.
I mean, he's probably in pretty good shape. Like, he 20 some odd years in baseball. Like, he probably has quite a bit of money and good health now. So yeah,
I'll retire sports and stuff. That's pretty cool.
That'd be good. That'd be good. Thank you, Jordan.
Don't hate on Albert.
Anyway, I said sports cool. What do you want from me?
His name is Pooh Holes.
Thank you.
He's probably a top 5 right-handed hitter in history. I mean, phenomenal career.
Machine. Let's start with the Discord question. Actually, OJ, how you doing over there?
I don't know. Does it
Oh,
work?
we hear him.
Hey.
OJ's here. OJ's here.
Good. Cool. Good to be here. Shout out.
Good to have OJ here.
I'm doing good, but I didn't say all that stupid shit that
I heard it.
MVG and RGT were trying to say. What's a lie?
If the Clips channel is watching, clip it.
None of that was said. None of that was said. Chicago Bulls are awesome, by the way. Just want to make sure I just reinforce that.
Oh,
and N64 is trash.
How's Lonzo feeling?
Dare you?
N64 is trash compared to the GameCube.
Okay,
Wow.
but you're
That's
comparing
the game,
generations, and that's unfair.
No, what's a
Yeah.
better system though? Like, what would you rather play, an N64 or GameCube?
GameCube.
N64.
Thank
Nintendo
you.
DS.
Thank you.
Yeah, like-
Sylvia.
You'll be done playing in like an hour. Like,
No way.
No. There was the short but very fun library of games, including
bingo.
Banjo-Kazooie
Short
and
but
Mischief
very
Makers.
fun. GameCube
Which
actually-
system
I feel like
has
the
a better-
same thing. Sorry, continue.
Which system has a better Mario game? The end.
What is Mario the only thing that you're gonna play?
Which system has a better Zelda game? The end.
GameCube
Yeah.
has all of them.
GameCube is all.
Which
of them.
game?
Doesn't
Wait,
count.
which
They're not-
console has a better Banjo-Kazooie game?
Who cares about Banjo Kazooie?
How dare you?
Damn. Good.
I have a
Banjo-Kazooie
Banjo-Kazooie shrine off camera.
It's
How about
about to
Metal
be
Gear?
the
You wanna play Metal
Xbox.
Gear?
Yeah, but which
How about Metal
console
Gear?
has
How about
both
Metroid?
Chameleon Twist games?
I will play Winback if I want to play Metal Gear.
That game is terrible.
Which system has the better Fire Emblem though?
Yeah, well, how about Fire Emblem?
What about Smash? Which
I'll
one's
play it on the
Game Boy Advance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about the N64 versus.
Okay,
Wait,
well, I know
wait,
we're
hold
throwing in
on.
other players.
Hold on.
Hey, yo,
So-
that's
Game
how,
Boy-
hey, yo, chat.
Wait.
Chat. That's how trash.
Are you the Game Boy
the
Advance game that I'm gonna
N64
play on my GameCube? That
Which one has the better GoldenEye?
Ooh.
the GameCube
Gold-
does.
GameCube Nightfire.
What are you out of
baby.
your mind?
No, it has GoldenEye. There's a GoldenEye
What
game
about,
on there.
what about that
Yeah,
N64
GoldenEye Rogue Agent
prototype?
game
That's
sucked.
pretty dope.
Did it run above 10 frames?
Look at this insanity.
GameCube, hey, yo, GameCube games, GameCube or more like N64 games, like you're playing like a what was it, Game Shark? It's like in slow motion, like a cheat code, slow motion the whole time.
Let's start with the Discord question. This is from
Damn, look at that guy's super chat.
Eric, who says, how
What?
often did you post on YouTube when you first started? That's a good question, actually.
My schedule hasn't changed. Like once a week was always the thing that I did. I haven't really deviated from that at all.
I tried to do daily for a long time, so I've basically stuck to that as much as I could. Yeah, MVG just rolls in once a week. He's good. Yeah. Sean does daily now too, don't you, Sean?
Yeah, for most part.
Yeah, OJ does daily uploads any streams.
Yep.
And then Jordan, what are you doing now? You doing what? Is it like
1 to 2 a week.
1, 2? Okay.
The holiday season starts up. It goes to 3 soon, and then
Okay.
December I do daily.
Okay, that's good. Good info there. And then we have back to Zelda in the door. Is that the door that Link is flying on?
Yo, the door.
The door's gonna have like its own like backstory and lore, man.
I'm so
Some
excited.
serious stuff.
They really showed us that door, and by golly, they got my pre-order.
People got so mad at me for last week. It was great.
People get mad at you every
Well.
week, Sean.
Well, that's true.
Dragon says, which of these two art styles would be better for a Chrono Trigger remake remaster, HD2D or Sea of Stars?
HD2D.
Sea of Stars does look really nice, though.
HD
I like Sea of
2D.
Stars.
Those are the only two options.
That's what they ask, yeah.
What
I
would
guess
you,
HD
what would you
2D.
pick, Nate? What was
I
your
would do what
selection?
Konami did with Suikoden.
We
That
haven't
style
seen
is
it yet, though.
phenomenal for the
We've,
game.
we've seen a glimpse of it. We haven't seen it.
But
running
those
yet.
screenshots look amazing.
Hmm.
And a Chrono Trigger in that style would look fantastic.
We'll start off with our first topic today. We actually had a bunch of things to go over with GTA 6 leaks, that chip that appeared to be confirmed for, I guess, the next Switch hardware. Got that Xbox Cloud handheld thing that people are naming it, even though it's from Logitech and Tencent, and the RTX 4080-90 controversy. I also was suggested to me that we should talk about Donkey and his indie studio because, and I quote, person on the cast said, "Now that's a topic."
I think it's a
That's
good
not-
topic.
Okay. Okay.
I want to hear Celia's take on it as well.
Oh, yeah.
I have my own thoughts.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's start with the GTA 6 leaks, because this is probably the biggest story of the entire week. And I'm curious what some of the people on the panel, what their thoughts are, because this is, we got MVG, obviously, over there developing, Celia dealing with a lot of the marketing and public relations and stuff, all of which I'm sure was tied in here when GTA 6 just started leaking online. We had about 90 videos spread out across development with tools, some proprietary, I assume, that were just on like full view, and they were just spreading around Take-Two. And it was on Sunday, like Sunday early in the morning. It was like 1 a.m. my time that it started popping up because people immediately started messaging me on Twitter about this thing. And like I had like 30 DMs about this on like the request side, because people were just sending them as they leaked out, like, check this out. And it got to the point where Take-Two and Rockstar couldn't even really respond or react until late Sunday, and they were trying to pull down videos, but it was too late. People were downloading them. They were everywhere. But there's a lot of confirmation of things that we heard in leaks and reports from like Bloomberg, Jason Schreier, with the seemingly a female and male protagonist lead. And there was a lot of reactions to this, but what do we think of some of the stuff that went up? And honestly, for MVG and Celia, how to add, if let's just say you're working or leading a project like this, what do you immediately think when you wake up and you start seeing this stuff spread everywhere?
Celia, you can go ahead.
Fuck, like, oh my god, that's from a marketing perspective and also working closely with devs, like, holy shit, that was so unfair. That's not even like a break embargo leak. They stole their code. They stole so much of that game that, and a lot of people, and I think we'll go into it in a little bit, but a lot of people don't know the process of game development, and things get polished. Yeah, I really like. I was so like, gross. Wow.
Ugh,
I know, like, oh,
it's not even. It doesn't look as good as 5. What happened?
Oh yeah, boo. But like the thing is, people don't know about like how the process works and the judgment that must have been so hurtful. And I have so many things to say about this. But in short, it's going to cause a lot of issues internally with people complaining. There might be direction shifts. It's going to put a lot of stress on the devs, and it's really harmful and hurtful. And I hope the person who did that gets arrested or gets punished in some way. This is unfair.
It was MVG's son. It was some 16-year-old British or 17-year-old British kid.
We had an update that a 17-year-old was arrested in apparently by London police. So someone's in custody over this. I still think it may have been a group and they found someone who's related to it. But I'm sure we'll hear more about this story as it comes out. But MVG, what do you think? You see this stuff pop up. I mean, you're in there with the process of getting a game up and running into the finish line.
Look, I can't imagine what would have happened last Sunday if I was in that dev team. Like, I think that it would be devastating to the development team, and I think the people that run the security arm of that company are probably wondering if they're going to have a job the next day, to be honest with you. But ultimately, it wasn't really the fault of anyone. I think it's one of those things that happened from based on what I've read, and there's a lot of allegations and there's a lot of misinformation about who the perpetrator is. But from what I understood, he was able to get access to someone's Slack account via impersonation. I don't really know how that would work, but and from there, they basically were able to get to the GTA 6 Slack channel, I guess, and just start scouring through it and finding videos and screenshots and everything that they could, and just downloaded all of them. I think the part that I'm still trying to understand, and I don't know if you guys have heard if this has been confirmed yet, was there actually source code that was stolen? Because like I've heard that there was, but I also don't know if it's ever been.
There's conflicting reports on this, and I had to look into it a lot before I could really mention it all. But there were talks that it was sold. It wasn't. There was speculation that it was sold for $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. But it came back that wasn't the case. So we're not really sure if they have source code that's out there, because the person who had all the footage that was leaking out, they did put out lines of code from the source code. So no one knows if they have part of it, or it would seem weird that they would log into a Slack channel and the source code is there. That would be kind of odd to me.
And that's what I'm getting at. Like, there's multiple hoops that you have to jump through in order to get access to source code. Like, getting into Slack is like level 1 of the security rings, right? Level 5 is getting the keys to the car, right? And that's the source. So they would have had to do a lot of hoop jumping to get to it. Now, I'm not saying they don't have it, but I also don't know if it's confirmed that they actually ever got the source code. But either way, very, very damaging to the company, very devastating to the developers. A lot of people are wondering, if I'm going to have a job on Monday morning when I come into work. People that work in the security arm, as mentioned, and to what Celia said, it probably will involve some type of restructuring of teams internally. So it's something that I think is not good. But I guess the last thing I'm going to say, because I've talked about this long enough, is Rockstar did come out with that press announcement the following day on Monday, and they got like 1.5 million likes on that. So they certainly rallied around the community and got a lot of support back for them, which is really cool to see.
People want GTA 6. It's going to be a popular game. And I actually don't. I think people will forget about this when the trailer gets shown and eventually comes out, because people love Half-Life 2. The entire game of Half-Life 2 got leaked out a year before it released, and they actually delayed it kind of because of that.
Do you know what happened to the guy that leaked it? Like, they basically fake offered him a job. He flew to the US and they arrested him.
They arrested him.
He did like 3 years in prison. I mean,
it was pretty clever how they got him.
Yeah, but I mean, the message here is don't fuck around and steal source code and company secrets, because you are going to get caught.
Why are you going to mess
as
with
we've seen, and you're going to go to jail. Yeah,
Take-Two is crazy. Like that one website. Go ahead, AJ.
I just want to say, man, like, that footage looked terrible, and the first thing that they do, I can't believe how bad this game's gonna look, because the first thing that they do is the graphics. And did you see how bad those graphics were?
Dude, I can't believe that was I read that tweet initially as it being sarcastic when that person put it out.
No, I know. Those graphics were terrible. This game's gonna suck.
But they like doubled down on it. I was like, that's got to be a joke, and they were like, no, they do the visuals first.
I mean,
like,
there's a lot of stupid ass fucking people on the internet. I think we should all understand that.
And I thought they were making copy pasta. Like, that was like their original take on it. I was like, oh, that's witty. And then I saw the quote tweet like drag, and I was like, oh, just kidding. Never mind.
Yeah. So what was interesting though was the response from other developers. And we actually got a look at a lot of games when they were early on. It was kind of cool, actually. Like
Uncharted 4.
Yeah, we saw Uncharted 4, where it was basically just blocks that were representing the car as they were trying to get like the physics and stuff right. And Cult of the Lamb looked like this like little paper cutout looking thing. And they showed Breath of the Wild, which was basically the original NES Zelda game that they were trying to get the physics right for it. It was kind of cool to see all these different developers come out and go, well, no, this is actually what it looks like. It's time for an educational moment. And like Horizon Zero Dawn, the dinosaur looked like just blocks. That was kind of neat to see all of that happen, because you don't usually see that. Like, developers, I mean, you could tell me FVG and Celia, they seem concerned with showing a game in that state.
Yep.
Like,
I mean, you don't really want to show anything until you're ready to show something that you think is going to, pop off with your audience, right? But I also will say, like, in recent times, and Nate and I talked about this on his podcast, Nate the Hate, today. Check that out if you haven't already. That there are a lot of more companies that are starting to embrace this idea of like early looks, like Skate 4. We've seen some stuff, right? We've seen Dead Space talk about what they're doing. So I don't think it works for every company, especially smaller indies, that when things are a lot more kind of chaotic in the office day to day. But I think there's definitely, I mean, I'd like to see more companies start doing this. I think it would be really cool to show the fans what's happening, rather than just wait 2 years for something.
Okay. Yeah, it was interesting that people actually believed that like the visuals were first, and then they started figuring out, the game itself.
I believe it.
I am generally surprised by Twitter every day when it comes to gaming.
I'm not.
It shouldn't be.
Always surprises me, whether it's people shooting at the fruit in a stall on the side with Halo versus Call of Duty or this. So it's unfortunate.
I don't think MVG knows what he's talking about that much, to be honest. So I don't care.
I wouldn't listen to anything I say either, OJ, honestly.
They did say in the statement when they responded that the game was not on track to be delayed. I don't know if that was in response to the stock starting to tank, and they were like, well, hold on, because maybe they were concerned that people thought that, okay, this stuff leaked out, it's going to have to be delayed. I assume that was just them, which we don't know the game's coming out. I don't know how they can delay it.
There was nothing from the leak that would really indicate any need for delay, because one, we don't know how old these assets were. These could have been.
We could kind of place it because people noticed video cards that were being used, and they were like 3070s and 3080s, and it's like,
but even that's just a rough extrapolation.
Right, but it tells us it's not more than 2.5 years old, basically.
But in game development terms, 2.5 years is fairly significant. That's Jurassic period.
John,
to
lots of
modern
people
era.
are complaining. I hate to interrupt. They say Celia is too loud, Nate is too loud, and you're too quiet. I don't know if you can adjust anything on your end.
I can adjust everything. Nate's too quiet.
No, Nate's too loud. Celia's too loud. You're quiet.
I will see what I can do about myself.
Just make us all loud. Just go for it.
Okay, it turned me up a little bit. Okay. Let me see how I look there.
Turn my vocals up. Turn them
yours
up.
are up. Yours are up.
What is he doing?
It's easier when Evan's here.
How did it go?
I had to turn the gain up on my mixer.
He's throwing off.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see how that does. It's louder here. It's quieter over there. So, trying to level everyone out there. It's easier when Evan's doing it, like I said. What were we talking about?
We're talking about if it would be delayed.
Thank you.
And there's nothing there that would lead to a delay. They can continue development, but as MVG was saying, yeah, they'll investigate how this hack occurred. They'll look into their security. But in terms of day-to-day development, it shouldn't change anything. So I don't think it was a statement of them trying to reassure their investors as much of just coming out and saying, no, we're still on track. This isn't going to cause any delays internally. We're not going to hesitate in what we're making. We're making progress, and that's going to remain on track, and the game's going to come out when it was internally slated to come out, which we still don't have an actual window in terms of time.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking at the leaks, and the only thing we have is some confirmation on things that we heard in that report from Bloomberg. So there's still a lot that we need to see about this game, even though we saw 90 videos. Some of them were like 30 seconds long. So it wasn't a huge deep dive into it, but I thought what we saw there looked, I think, pretty good. Like, I looked at that and I said, wow, if that's 4 or 5 years off from release, I think GTA 6 is going to turn out pretty good. Some of the tools were kind of interesting too, because you see when they point a gun at a character or an NPC, it comes up with like what it's doing in front of you. Like, does it need to panic or does it react this way? So I think those are tools that we probably aren't supposed to be seeing at all. I don't know if some of those are proprietary or anything. MVG, I don't know if you noticed anything in the videos that were like, oh yeah, that seems like something that's Rockstar specific.
I'm not actually saying this for any reason. I haven't seen any of the videos. Only stuff that I saw on Twitter, like scrolling through. So I never really, I don't really like watching leaks of games because, I mean, I know what you're going to get. You're going to get something that is pre-alpha, you know, so I'm not really interested in that. But I did hear some good things about the new systems that they've got in place. But yeah, I didn't actually look at the videos.
Okay. Yeah, they showed basically a character, like, for example, the one that everyone talks about was robbing a diner. And it looked pretty in-depth. Like, there was a lot going on there in order to make it happen. So I'm hoping that they have a lot of that throughout the city. And I'm very excited for GTA 6 now after seeing that. Like, I have the reverse, like, of what people were apparently claiming online as, like, this looks terrible. I was like, this looks really good. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, Rockstar got a lot of favorable likes on their tweets this week, and I feel like now they've come out of this leak, like, more people are excited about GTA 6 now than ever. You know, I feel like it kind of boosted the popularity of this game.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember the reports that said that they were going to try to take it easy and, like, kind of be careful that thing, dude. There was some NPC dialogue in there. I think people were all of a sudden like, okay, no, never mind. I think we're gonna be okay here. Like there was some pretty crazy NPC dialogue in there, so I think it's gonna be GTA is what I'll say there.
Yep.
So again, all the way around, I was pretty happy. I don't think we're seeing this thing. I don't know, with the Game Awards, you think they'll do that?
No.
The game's not coming out till for what 2025, possibly the earliest. Like, let's be real.
And we know how Rockstar likes to do their marketing cycle. They keep these games close to their chest until they're about a 6-month window from release. They don't do long marketing cycles. So we're not seeing this game formally announced probably until, if it does come out in 2025, second half of 2024.
Okay. All right. That works.
I mean, think about when GTA 5 was actually announced and we saw a trailer for the first time seeing footage. It was a very small window.
They haven't even called it GTA 6 or any. They just said they're working on the next Grand Theft Auto, and we just assume it's 6. So, like, the fact they haven't even set a number for it or any of that, it's you're probably right. It's going to be a minute. But, yeah, that'd be a fun surprise. I don't know. We'll see. Anything else about the GTA 6 leaks? Any last comments on it before we move on?
It was a fun saga.
I'm going to go to the topic.
Gave me lots of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. I'm going to go to the topic that Nate was, I'm sorry, someone on the podcast said that's a topic. It is a topic. Donkey. Got a new indie studio, publishing label studio. He's going to put out indie games. He's going to help fund them or get them off the ground.
He hopes to put out indie games.
He's going to try, right? That's the whole thing. It's like, if he can help get at least one game to market, that's a positive impact with what he's accrued there.
That's a topic, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, Nate was. Someone on the podcast was really excited about this. It's called Big Mode. Is the studio? I will tell you, I've become less and less excited or interested when we get studios or developers or publishers or whoever announced without any thing to go along with it. Yeah, we get a name, I guess. Big Mode. I don't know. There could be something cool come out of there. Nate, someone whoever said that, why were you really excited about this topic?
So it was me, and I want to talk about this, and I want to get some people's takes on this, because like game dev Twitter, which I guess I'm a part of that, and Celia, you're a part of that as well.
Yeah.
The majority of people that I've read their takes is that they're not into this at all. Like they feel like he's kind of disrespecting the indie development kind of landscape by kind of coming in and saying everything sucks except, a handful of games that he's played, because, why does he know what a good game is and everyone else doesn't? I don't actually agree with that mindset at all. I feel like give the man a chance, anyone should be able to set up their own studio and publish games if they want to. So I'm kind of quietly going to watch how this all unfolds. Now, I'm not going to say that he's going to drop anything of any value. Like he's saying that, his whole thing is, I only want to publish good games, so that's obviously something that subjectively is what he's looking for. I guess my counter to that is, I'm not trying to get philosophical or anything, but it's like, what is a good game? Like a good game to me is something that Sean probably hates. Like I think Aladdin on the SNES kills Aladdin on the Genesis.
You know what's funny? Shut up. You know what's funny about that, sir?
Hold on, I'll let you have your bit at the end after I'm done. But ultimately, it's like, just because he thinks he has a good game, it may not actually end up being a good game. And I feel like, he's either going to just continue to iterate on a particular game that he's got in development, to make sure that it's actually good, that he thinks is good. But he may actually, when the time comes for this game to come out, it may not be reviewed very well. It may not be a good game overall. So, look, I commend the guy. If he wants to set up a studio, he's obviously got the money to do it. Let him have a shot at it, and we'll see how it goes. And that's really what I'm about. Give the man a chance. Give anyone a chance. If anyone wants to make games, they should. I don't feel like anyone should be told.
Fine, I'll do it.
You can't do it.
I'm gonna make games where you unlock trophies really easily on the PlayStation.
There you go.
Greg Miller will buy it.
The Game Boy Color received an Aladdin game because I recently downloaded the full Game Boy Color ROM dump for the Retroid Pocket 2.
You have all those Game Boy Color games right behind you on that shelf, just out of camera.
No, I put it on the Retroid Pocket.
No, but you have all those games, right? Those are just backups.
Yeah.
They're just off camera. There's like right over there on that shelf. That's why it's like bending
no, fuck
downwards.
Nintendo. I can't even give them money for them if I wanted to, so they can suck an ass. The version of Aladdin on Game Boy Color is a port of the 16-bit version. Which version did they choose? The Sega Genesis version.
Bad one.
Thank you. Discussion over.
Can we go to
what is that?
I'm gonna be real. I don't give a fuck about this donkey thing. Like I don't even know who the dude is. Like he's a video game YouTuber, I think, and like, cool, man, good for you. Follow your dreams and follow your heart.
That's what I'm saying.
Thanks,
Like, I don't really have anything beyond that other than, if you want to set up your own business to do anything you want, if you have the resources and funds to do it, go for it.
Let's go to the
America, maybe.
The actual professional here next to MVG with Celia. the two that actually have in the video game development marketing space. What do we think, Celia?
I'm optimistic for it because, like you said, like supporting indies is important, and like of course I'm biased in this. Everyone support indies and buy Shovel Knight tape. But like the thing is though is publishing's hard. It's not just PR and getting the word out. It's getting the games on the platforms. Everyone can publish a game on Steam. It's pretty easy, but getting things on like Nintendo Switch, getting on PlayStation, getting on Xbox, negotiating deals for Xbox Game Pass, working on making sure you get through lot check okay, making sure that there's deadlines. There's so much that goes into publishing besides the PR and the capital. I'm really curious how they're going to pull it off, and I'm optimistic about it because indie games, we're the small guys. Like usually people are really passionate about their project and it's their baby and they've worked so hard on it. So I'm rooting for them. I hope that they pull in some really talented people and can do something really awesome. Maybe they could reach out and ask for advice if they ever need it. Like they're good people, and I think that they'll be able to find things.
Well, that's an interesting thing you say, because like he did say that that he's going to have some of the best revenue splits in the industry, and I mean for him to say that obviously means he's got data on other studios, right?
I don't know.
I would think, but also that could be just a statement that he's said, without really any data. But I mean, if you're going to say that, then you have to put up or shut up, right? So I think, you bring up some good points, Celia, and that is if he does build a really good team underneath him, if he's got like professionals that have been in the industry and know this stuff, they know about producing games, they know about lot check and certification and all that stuff, then I think, that's really going to be to his benefit. But if he kind of comes in thinking that, I'll learn this stuff as I go along and maybe I'll hire 5 people or something, that's a different thing altogether. He may not really understand, like you said, how much goes into the producing side of video games.
You think he might be doing it for tax purposes?
Maybe.
I see, counterpoint is, yes, we have all had our laugh at the Intellivision Amico and Tommy Tallarico, but there were industry veterans on that team, on that board, who knew how to bring hardware to the market, who knew how to get software to a platform, and it failed.
But the concept for that system was like, I mean, the first day I'd have been like, I'd just erased what was on that whiteboard.
But it sounded interesting in concept. The pricing sounded as though maybe it could find a market. Right now, this is a YouTuber who has some ambition to come into publishing from the indie scene, but you have to come up with the resources. I want to make sure if this does launch, any indie who signs on is going to be given the resources needed, is going to get fair pay, is going to have what they need to be successful. And this isn't just an ambitious pie in the sky dream of an individual who has also kind of implied that the games I cover on my YouTube channel, I can sell a lot of copies because of my reach.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
It's going to be a lot different when the game is under your label and you're trying to sell it. Just because you have 7 million YouTube subscribers doesn't mean your audience is now going to buy the game you published.
What if Donkey's in the game?
Isn't it on the people that watch that channel? I think they'll just buy anything. I'm just saying, like,
translating to ROI. It's sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
No, go ahead. I'm just saying, if you watch Donkey's videos, he's a very good reviewer, but his audience is also very kind of.
Yeah, but like if
You know, so I think they'll buy what he says is fairly. I think they'll buy what he says is good.
But let's say they invest in an indie game, costs we'll go a little high. Let's say $2.5 million. They're selling the game for $5. Got to sell a lot of copies to break even there. So the return on investment is going to be something he has to look at. You have to look at, and then never mind marketing. If he has a PR branch that you have to pay these employees, you have to come up with a lot of money. This isn't self-publishing on Steam where you made the game in your spare time and you're going to say, whatever I come in, that's just money in my pocket. This is an actual business now. There's a lot to go into play here. And I think he has the pitch in his mind, but he only has the foundation of the business. He hasn't built it up to anything yet. And that's going to take a lot of time. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see anything come of this.
Well, I'm gonna give it, Donkey and Big Mode the benefit of the doubt here. I love when I see a YouTuber do something outside of the wheelhouse of YouTube that's bigger than what people would expect of them. And I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that hopefully he has done his research and has been putting a lot of time into this behind the scenes, knowing more than what is let on or people to assume. I say let it speak for itself. Once we see or not see something come of this, then you can kind of decide for yourself. But I'd rather give him the benefit of the doubt. I think it's cool if he has the extra funds to build up this company from everything he's done off YouTube and can actually help create these games that people are dreaming of making. I see that as a win for the people who want to make some really cool indie games. So
I want to hop in and see.
Speaking of cool indie games, let me go to Celia here. Sean, you picked up Shovel Knight Dig, didn't you?
I haven't yet.
Came out. All you had to do was say yes. You could have just.
I'm not gonna lie. Yes. Why do you want me to lie?
Have you even played a Shovel Knight, Sean?
Yeah, Sean.
No.
Yeah, which ones? Name them.
Yeah,
the first one when it was out on the Wii U. Look, motherfuckers, anything that came out on the Wii U.
Since then,
I know. I had when anything came out on the Wii U. That's what we had to talk about on Nintendo Enthusiast, and I had to show an interest in it, and I had to get into it. But no, Shovel Knight was fucking dope.
That was 10 years ago. Did you play Spectre of Torment?
Yeah. Did you play Spectre of Torment?
It launched on the Switch.
You didn't even work there. You didn't work there.
It was there day one when the Switch came out. Why didn't you play it, Sean? Didn't you need content?
I was going to say that Shovel Knight Dig is available now. Got good reviews, I saw. And it's currently up on all platforms, right? We got it on PS4, Switch, Xbox One.
Hold on. Okay, so we are...
Wow, John, way to fuck it up.
Yeah, jumping in there real quick before people start tweeting. So for it, it's releasing on Nintendo Switch. It's released on Apple Arcade via subscription, as well as Steam. We're planning to expand our platform roster, so keep an eye out for more announcements soon. We just wanted to focus on a couple at launch.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and let Google know that they need to update their listing.
Oh, Google did it! How dare they?
It's right here. Shovel Knight Dig. PlayStation 4, Xbox One. Yeah.
Sounds like Google leaked something.
Yeah.
I gotta put you on the spot though, Celia, because someone's been bitching in the chat that wanted me to ask this. Is the game cheaper on Steam than it is on Switch? What's up with the Switch
There is
tab?
currently. So the thing is though,
less.
Yeah, it's 10% less because I can do a launch discount. Okay, every platform has different rules.
There we go.
So I was able to give a discount, so I gave a discount. I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna give you discounts when I can. So if you get it on Steam, you also get the thanks Steam. You also get the soundtrack for free. It's up for 2 weeks. So after next week, it'll be regular price, which is $24.99.
Sounds like a deal right there. I don't know.
Better get on that, Sean.
It's just to do that, just.
Let me double check.
I do what I can.
Look at that. The system requirements. That thing would run on a potato. So people can play it right now on their Packard Bell, their Compaq. Go ahead and pick it up. It's on Steam now and on Nintendo Switch.
Also, if you played the original like Sean and haven't played the other ones, Shovel Knight Dig is a prequel to the original Shovel of Hope. In the beginning of Shovel of Hope, it actually references Dig because it talks long ago. It talks about Shield Knight and Shovel Knight adventuring. So it follows that story before the events of Shovel of Hope. So go check it out. You're going to have a lot of fun. It's a roguelike.
Someone said they're hyped for Mina in the chat as well. So.
Yeah,
how's
that been at the Howl coming along? When are we seeing that?
It's so good. So it's currently in development right now. We've been updating our backers. I think recently actually on Thursday we did a Kickstarter update talking about the programming behind the game. My colleague Bridget wrote up a really cool thing about it. We showed it off at PAX. Everyone got to play the secret demo, so that was really fun. And it's deep in development, so no release date yet, but it's gonna be really cool when it comes out.
Oh, all right.
Are you gonna leak it like did Grand Theft Auto 6?
Oh wow, cool! I could get arrested too. It sounds fun.
Yeah. Just no, you got to do it like that dumbass Dan Allen guy, and sign the NDA, and then have a burner account. What a fucking clown that guy was. We should have talked about him. I could have talked about him.
Let's go. Let's talk about him.
His favorite player is Kevin Durant. I'm pretty sure him and Kevin Durant were best friends. Best friends, man.
Bro,
I get the reference.
That dude.
Yeah. Kevin Durant is a superstar basketball player that has.
I know who he is. His burner account.
He had a bunch of burners, and he was talking shit on his old teammates. Like, well, I left because they asked, and it was actually his verified account with millions of followers.
Man. Gosh.
He was talking about Westbrook, like another superstar. He was like, "Yeah, they can't really shoot. He's ass." He was just talking about like, "Dude, Kevin, it's on your main account, bro."
Oh, man. All right, do you want to talk about your buddy Dan Allen, Sean, real quick?
Like, you got let's keep it a buck. All right, it's hard to get 100,000 subscribers plus on video game landscape of YouTube content, especially in 2022. This dude decided, you know what? I'm going to sabotage my whole career for Twitter clout. Like, you ain't even making money off this, bro. Like, if you were making money off this and you were like predicting stuff that ended up coming true, okay, that's a little bit different. At least you're making some money off it. You didn't even make money. And then we got the I'm so sorry video. Hey guys, can't look at the camera. I'm Dan Allen. Like, you're fucking clown shoes. He's not sorry that he did it. He's sorry he got caught. The end.
That's it.
Thank you. I mean, I can't get anything from Ubisoft.
They're coming after him. They are coming after him.
Oh, yeah. I feel like that's gonna get. I mean, he admitted it, and then he put out a video confirming it, and then that's
every dumb thing he's tweeted after he got caught has been submitted as evidence.
I don't get it.
I guarantee you.
He's cooking himself, and it's so funny, man. Like, he's literally roasting himself alive.
I mean, what he should have done is delete that
message.
You
lawyer up and you shut the fuck up.
He should just delete that message and just pretended it never happened.
Yeah.
Just,
I think he did delete it, but then it got screen grabbed, and then Jason did his little investigation and tracked him down. And then the guy panicked once Jason exposed him, so he deleted all of his accounts and he made his like Instagram private. And the second he did all that, it was like, well, you just admitted it was you.
That's
and then
what I mean.
Came back and put out the apology
because if he
video.
didn't admit it, it'd still be like, I mean, it'd be pretty obvious, but it wouldn't be like as cut and dry as it is now. And Ubisoft might be like, this is kind of proven stuff. Now he's just like, well, yeah, let's go and do this. Don't incriminate yourself. Don't do that.
Ubisoft is going to hit him. They need to make an example out of him.
They should. You guys know he doesn't belong in the industry.
I mean, we had Xboxes before they came out, and I never once was like, oh, I should like tweet about this on a burner account.
Bro,
we had the Xbox system, the Series system.
I think everyone on this cast has signed an NDA at one point or another.
Of course.
And none of us have ever even gone to that, to even think about like leaking it out.
Not even a thought. And there's been some juicy, Nintendo stuff, and I'm like, I just gotta wait. I can't say nothing.
The Spawncast NDA that we all signed to become a member of the Spawncast. There's one day we'll write the expose, but it's pretty strict NDA.
I didn't even sign that.
Oh, well then start talking shit.
I guess maybe he's got that infamy tag though, like the diaper guy, who was the leaker.
Who's that?
Josh Thomas. Josh Thomas was a Nintendo YouTuber who broke a bunch of NDAs with Nintendo, and he also liked to wear diapers. I don't like that fucking bitch. He talked shit about me once. Fuck you.
I got stuck at diapers. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sean.
That's it.
He destroyed his own channel too. Yeah.
He sabotaged. He sabotaged.
But unlike the Dan guy, Josh is actually kind of talented with editing and stuff like that. Unlike that guy.
Well,
So that
even
was
Dan
more
Allen. I mean, look at his channel. I mean, he's brought on some really serious
The
guests
voice
in the
actor of
industry.
John Marston and stuff. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously got an in with like some pretty important people in the business, and
It's this
I mean,
social media
I think
stuff, man.
he had 200,000, almost 200,000 subscribers or 200,000 subscribers, something like right
yeah,
around
something
there.
like that, yeah.
almost 200,000.
So to throw, I mean, all of that hard work and like RGT was saying, to get to that amount, it's people see these crazy amounts. You see Mr. Beast, you see all these guys with millions of subscribers. That's like the small, like that's like the less than 1%, right? Even if you have 100,000 or 90, 80,000, that's even hard as hell to get. So to throw all of that away for imaginary clout is just baffling to me.
It's a hell of a drug.
It's a mental stuff with social media. I think that's the only way you can describe it. This is mental stuff. That's all.
Cloud ain't paying your bills.
Yeah, there's no bag at the end of it. What is the point?
That's what I mean. I think it's a mental. It's just like mental issues with social media. That's all I can think of. So
he had that Yang Ye guy on his channel.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then he had to bury him afterwards.
And I saw Yang Ye's video. He was like, I felt really kind of weird after the fact, thinking about it now, you know, like he was like, there was one part of the video with Yang Ye where he was asking him like have you heard anything about Metal Gear Solid? And now he was like, I don't know if he was trying to get information out of me or not, you know. It's like,
I will say
he
this.
interviewed Charles Martinet. Poor Charles.
I will say this. It was really funny because the Real Insider thing, we saw it when the account popped up. And you could ask Nate. I went to him like, this account had like 300 followers. I was like, Nate, who is this? I know this is somebody. And Nate didn't know. But I'm like, this is definitely some random person probably on YouTube. It just the way that they were putting stuff out there and typing. I'm like, this sounds like it's from an embargo.
Yeah, as they tweeted more and more, their identity of being someone in the media who was using an alt account was becoming more and more obvious. The Assassin's Creed stuff was curious because they had tweeted it about a day after outlets were early briefed on what the Ubisoft show would have in terms of Assassin's Creed. So that caught the attention of a lot of people, but that's also what Dan used to validate the account with the other big Twitter account, The Snitch, to look as though they were credible. Then all of a sudden they put out another tweet where they just posted no context, a picture of Scorn with the date September 21st. Well, they tweeted that about an hour after media outlets were told that you're going to get a preview build and that was going to be the embargo date. So it became like, this is a person who's getting an embargo and an NDA and they're going to an account and they're tweeting it immediately after. It was just a question of, are they getting it from people in the media or was it a person directly linked to media? We obviously discovered that. And I've seen other people go to Twitter, journalists even, they said, all this guy really had to do is reach out to a website, VGC, whoever, and become their anonymous source. If they're not under the NDA that you are then violating, you could be their source for that information. He instead wanted it to be himself. He leaked his own confidential information.
He got high on his own supply.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
He was sniffing the cocaine on his table and went nuts. He pulled a Scarface and got shot in the back by Ubisoft in the end.
Take your fucking bullets.
And Sean, we know. We know. Let's keep it 4 quarters. We know what this affects.
What?
YouTubers.
Oh yeah. It's a bad look. It's a bad look on YouTubers. A lot of companies, especially Japanese companies, they still have a negative, like they treat websites on a higher pedestal than YouTubers, even though, I mean, you can look at metrics and there's some YouTubers that put out a video that'll do what a website does in a month. And, you know, it's just another bump in the road of YouTubers trying to show, hey, you know, we're just as important as these websites, if not more so important, but, you know, companies don't see it that way sometimes.
Let's move over to another Discord question, because Evan actually sent them to me, so I have all of them now. Does anyone on the Spawncast own a Game Boy Micro? And if so, have you enjoyed using it, or is it just for the collection? It's just for the collection. I have the Analog Pocket.
I sold one when I moved to a buddy of mine because I didn't want it.
I always wanted to get one because I think they're really cute and video worthy, but I've never really been able to find one at a decent price. So.
I do remember when I worked at GameStop, the Nintendo rep for our area came in and gave us all Game Boy Micros for a lanyard.
Oh,
it was
nice.
Like the
That's kinda
Game Boy
cool.
Micro was attached to the lanyard, and it was like a promotional item for them. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Interesting.
Too small.
Interesting.
My hands are too big. That thing's too small.
Yeah.
Tried it.
Has anyone played it for a long, like, extended period of time? Because it hurts my eyes. Or
Oh,
maybe I'm
does
just going
it?
blind. Yeah, I think I'm just going blind. I don't know.
It's tiny. It's just
The
not
screen
a-
was like
I feel like I'm doing
super.
this.
The screen was actually pretty good resolution for. I don't know. The pixel density was good. Something about it where you could read really small text on it still is very interesting.
Yeah.
But you're definitely squinting and focusing at the small screen the whole time.
Yeah, I think that was a problem. I don't know, the SPE works good too.
SP is solid. The one with the backlit screen.
Mhm.
T-Joe says, when you guys take apart older consoles, electronics for modding, cleaning, repair, etc., how do you remove the power supplies, PS1, for example, without risking hurting yourself? They make
risk.
Well, I mean, you got to avoid a lot of the components on there to do it, but you can also get like gloves that generally have like they're like rubber gloves and stuff that would work too. But for the most part, don't touch the power supply unless you have to. Like if you have to take it out to absolutely like people will take the stuff out to hose down the bottom of a PS1 or something. In that case,
well, from memory, I think you need to take the power supply out to take the motherboard out on a PS1, at least the earlier ones.
Let me think. The one that I did the PS1 digital mod on, which I haven't done a video on that. I actually did the PS1 digital, and then I put with HDMI internal, and then I also put the SD card reader inside of it. The power supply is off to the side, and I just had to unplug it. So that one was okay. And then the PS1, the small one, they actually removed it and put it as like a brick for the back, and then it ran to the board that way. But I'm trying to think of what you would. The Dreamcast, you didn't have to.
The Dreamcast had that modular one, didn't it? You just pull
it popped out.
Yeah.
For the most part, I'll tell you, you're not going to shock yourself for the most part. The only time I shocked myself was the PS2 Slim because I touched the bottom of the board and it like shocked me for a minute like that. So don't do that. Just be careful when you're touching stuff.
I've never been zapped by a console, but I've been bitten by a CRT before. But that's a different story.
Interesting.
That's a different story.
Okay.
Was it made in Australia?
Yeah, 240 volts, baby.
Let's go.
This is from Carl saying, do you think the GTA 6 leak will affect its development?
No.
No.
I don't think so either.
Maybe.
I think they're full speed ahead.
The only thing, if the internet made a bigger deal about the scenes of like, oh, I really don't like that one because of blank, then I feel like the higher ups would, in a reactionary thing, like put more pressure on different departments. I feel like the team that's handling the effects at the end, like the make it pretty, might have a bit more pressure. And that might get a bit more time, but like in general,
I feel like
probably not.
The pressure has to be incredible for GTA 6 in general. Like the expectation for this game is so high. This might have the highest expectations ever in gaming. That right here, GTA 6, with how successful 5 was and how long it's been. I mean, it's been almost 10 years. It'll be more than 10 years between releases. So that's tough to be at the end of it polishing. Phew. Life says, will the price increase on the PS5 have any effect on the pricing of the PSVR 2, where it'll be higher than originally intended?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that PSVR price is. I think that's gonna hit pretty hard.
There's a reason why they haven't said it yet.
Yeah, there's definitely a reason. There's a reason I don't think they have us a date either, because I think they were probably trying to work out production and all this. But
650.
Dude, I think they're going to show up with $599.9, and it's going to be like, whoa, what happened here?
I'd say anywhere between $599 and $699.
If they show up with 500, I will actually be shocked. I'll be like, wow, that's pretty good.
I say you cut it down the middle. I think it's 650.
Man, that's going to be tough.
I don't know. That's kind of a weird price, though.
That's going to be tough.
I mean, everything about this launch is weird.
That's true. Well, I mean, it's good old Jim Ryan Sony, buddy. All right.
I almost wonder if they do that, and then they have a bundle as well with just extra stuff, like a charging stand and just ways to try to make you spend more money on it initially, because components are expensive right now. That's the fact that the Meta Quest 2 is $400 and $500 or something crazy. Like, I don't know. That PSVR 2 is gonna be expensive. This is
Which isn't that? Don't you think that's gonna hurt development of those games? Because like,
I
people
think
really gonna buy a PS5 and then buy the VR on top of it, and it's gonna sell a bunch, and devs are gonna be like, does Sony need to eat some of the costs for the development of this? Be like, hey, put your game on the VR, and we'll eat some of the costs.
They need to be very proactive, I would say, getting people on board with PSVR 2, because I think it's going to track behind the PSVR, the original one that's at like 5 or 6 million. It's going to take a while. So that price, it's going to be tough. They need a good pack-in game too. Like if they're going to have that kind of price, we need the next Astrobot or something just with it. Or I thought would be a good idea is if they incorporated Astro's Playroom that's already on everyone's PS5 with a big VR mode. Something like that. They need to get creative. Maybe bring back PlayStation Home and do VR with it.
Now, do they? God. Do they? And these fucking weirdo dudes having girlfriends on there and shit. You ever use that shit and like walk up to women in that and like dudes are like, this is my girlfriend. Like motherfuckers were serious.
What are
about
you talking
PlayStation
about?
Home were you playing?
PlayStation Home? What?
Yeah. Bro, the PlayStation Home shit where you could like walk around and do stuff.
No, I know it was on
What?
PS3 at first. Yeah, PlayStation Home.
I remember
Yeah.
PlayStation Home. It gave.
Yeah,
I went to
it
E3
sucked.
at PlayStation Home and it was terrible.
I mean, I remember Hip Hop Gamer had a show on PlayStation Home.
Remember somebody called me Nelly on there back in the day, and I was like, that's low key racist. But
Did you have the Band-Aid though?
no, but I have grades.
I remember they tried to do E3 in PlayStation Home, and that was like their big thing, and it wasn't very good. So maybe they do it in VR and it's better. I don't know. Maybe in the future we never leave our house and we just do VR stuff for everything.
Isn't that what Sean already lives?
Yep.
Yeah, but
Wasn't there
he'd
that
have to do less
movie?
walking then.
Some Bruce Willis movie where they were all in VR or something.
Sir,
Oh yeah.
When you go shopping, you
Fifth
just put the
Element.
VR headset on and you just walk down the aisles that way.
Nah, you just Instacart that.
No, you got to walk
Even in
down the
VR,
aisles.
you're gonna Instacart.
No,
gotta
I'll
walk down
just
the
use
aisles.
normal Instacart and not use the
in
VR.
VR headset. So you go through the menus that way. It's not on your phone.
You still
anymore.
watch basketball in VR?
They don't do it for every game. It's only like 1 or 2 games a month. But whenever they do it, like I will watch it because it's fun. It's fun just to talk shit to people who are there with you and like watching it with you and be like, oh, your fucking team sucks.
And since you're a Knicks fan, I mean, everyone's probably bashing you the whole time. You probably ain't got really nothing good to say at all most of the time.
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
I'm
You
just,
just
I
said
was
when
just-
you're in VR, you look at the
Yeah, I
guy
was
sitting next to
gonna
him.
say,
taking his
what?
fucking
Yeah.
toast.
OJ needs to be the bigger person.
You're just talking trash on everyone. Let's go to a couple of games that one came out this week. The other one got a demo.
Shovel Knight.
What? Well, I mean, yeah, Shovel Knight. We talked about Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight Dig. It's out now. Go pick it up. But we had Diofield Chronicle that came out. RPG 85 did check it out, and we got the Star Ocean demo. I had high hopes for Star Ocean. You're about to find out if they were met.
Valkyrie Elysium.
What's that?
Valkyrie Elysium.
That comes out next week. We had the demo for it. That comes out next week.
Yeah.
So we'll cover that next week when it drops. But
Okay, cool.
Diofield did release. I picked it up. I've played 3 hours of it so far on the PS5. Sean, you had it on the
That's good.
Switch. MVG, you got it?
No.
Okay. Jordan, you got it.
Yep.
Here we go. Okay. Celia got it.
Such enthusiasm.
I got it. I
Okay.
definitely know what that game
It's
is.
up to RPG 85 to tell us all about Diofield. OJ, you were playing it too. You're playing it too, right?
Yes, I've
Yeah,
got. But I to be honest, I have not played too much of it just because I'm trying to finish up the 100% hard run of Xeno 3. So
Okay. The pressure is on RPG 85.
I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't really care for the story too much. Like I said in my video, like it's fine. Essentially everything revolves around an essence called Jade, and like there's war territories, continents are fighting with each other, groups of people are fighting with each other. I really just like the gameplay of the game. I think the gameplay is pretty fun because most strategy RPGs, you have the grid system and you move within the grid system, where this is like all in just real time. It almost feels kind of like a Diablo or something.
It's an RTS, basically, real-time strategy.
Yeah, like an old Command and Conquer. I bet that's why I liked it, because I loved the first Command and Conquer. Because that game was
you can freeze time when you're doing stuff, though. Commands and stuff you'll pick and position your army and all of this as you're going through different characters.
Right, and you get more people in your army, but you only have, or in your squad, but you only have 4 people that you have access to. But what you do is you pair you can pair someone up with one of those 4 people and then use their special abilities.
Yep.
Or you could swap them out mid-fight if you wanted
to. Bonds with them, yeah.
Yeah, kind of something like that. Most of the battles are pretty snappy. Like, you get a reward for beating them fast. Like, you get some extra stuff. I think it's a really fun game. You know, it's fun, and it feels different enough from a lot of the older, because most of my strategy RPG games come from playing older ones.
It feels like a new age tactic, Final Fantasy Tactics style. I will say that it's faster to get through the battles than what you would do with triangle strategy, as an example, where you got to go through menus every time. This is a bit more like, okay, we know when you get them close enough, they'll then look to attack, and you position them behind the enemies. They'll ambush, so basically critical hits essentially. And go.
And I was a fan of like the graphical style of it. It's kind of unique. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, it's like the first thing that kind of jumps out on you. I mean, especially on the PS5, but on the Switch, it's even not bad too. You know, so I mean, that's one thing that kind of stood out. I mean, what RGT said about the battles. Yeah, it is snappy. It's a real-time strategy RPG. I mean, like, I like what they did with this game. And hopefully, I saw what your comment, John. You said that it felt like a Final Fantasy game up until like 90%, and then they just said, screw it.
And they're like, okay, now it's Dio Field. And basically,
everyone felt that it was Final Fantasy Tactics when we first saw it. Everyone was like, oh, it's a new Final Fantasy Tactics game. And it's like, no, it's a new IP. So that's interesting that you say that. But yeah, I kind of agree with that statement too.
I almost wonder if that was their original plan, and they were like, let's see how this style goes before we try to drag Final Fantasy Tactics name into this. And
wouldn't be the first time. They did it with Bravely Default.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was Final Fantasy until
I mean, the artwork they have in there is like, oh, this looks kind of like Tactics, Final Fantasy, like the colors and the ink paintings and stuff they have in there. And then the first thing you do in the first fight is summon Bahamut. He just destroys the field.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold on a minute. This feels like Final Fantasy Tactics, but even like the camera spinning around and you see like the edge of the stage off to the side, where it feels like you're on a board. It's an interesting game.
You can get other summons in the game too,
and
you can level up. Good. You can level up those summons as well. They don't really. It's kind of weird. Like, I just kind of discovered it on my own. I don't recall them ever telling me that you could switch out the summons, but when you're at the thing where you can level up the summons, like in between a mission, you could scroll. You could see like on the bottom, there's like other summons, and you also certain enemies that you encounter within the game will become summons that are like sort of like boss characters, and then you get them to use, because there's like a really cool salamander fight that's kind of early.
I saw one of the trophies was defeat a salamander, so I was looking at some of that. I guess that most of them are bosses that you get.
Yeah, and like the salamander, once you beat him, you can then use him as a summons.
Okay. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. It's about 3 hours in. They keep throwing skill trees and different things you can progress through to make characters stronger. Apparently, there's New Game Plus, so there's a lot going on with this game. Apparently, it's about 30 to 40 hours to beat it the first time, so it's not a terribly long JRPG.
Like 60 to 70 hours for me. Okay.
Yeah. And it's so far so good. I like at least what I'm seeing here. Square coming through with a new IP, and it's actually interesting. So I'm on board with it.
Fun.
My only problem I have with it on console, at times I go, I really wish I had a mouse right now when I'm trying to get some of the characters. So I'm like, I want to point and click on that character.
Have you tried a mouse? See if it works
on the PS5. I haven't actually tried that on the PS5. It's interesting. I don't know.
Try it.
I mean,
right.
I will say, because it's an RTS, it has that feeling of like when I played Halo Wars, for example, where I'm like, this feels like they did their best to make it work on a controller, and I kind of feel like that here, where it's slightly limiting. So
see, I played my Command and Conquer. I played the Sega Saturn version, so like I wasn't used to using a mouse. I was just the Saturn version was banger.
It's if you're used to the RTSs on like your PC, you might want to grab this one on PC, because while it looks like Tactics, it's definitely like moving around and controlling a little Command and Conquer army or Age of Empires army or something. So I like it though. 3 hours in, so far so good. We'll see where I am in like 10 hours and so on there. But we did have a demo for Star Ocean. I played it.
I played a lot of it.
OJ played it. Nate, you played it?
Yep.
I recommend everyone play this game to try it out.
Before you spend $60.
I had a lot of hope. I had high hopes for Star Ocean. I really did.
That was your first mistake.
Well, hold on. It only has to be better than a 60 on Metacritic, and it's better technically. Technically, it's an improvement.
I don't understand why. Listen, Star Ocean, I've been playing this series since pretty much day one when I downloaded it, and I had no idea what it was, and it was all in Japanese. And I was like, oh, this is great. And then it's literally almost been downhill since Star Ocean 3. So since the PS2 game till the end of time, it's just been downhill. Even though, and I like Star Ocean 4, but these games, these Tri-Ace, I'm not sure what they're aiming for here.
Well, Integrity got a 58 on Metacritic. It needs to be a 60, and we're good.
That Star Ocean 5 is quite possibly one of the worst RPGs I've ever played in my life. That game is absolutely terrible.
Here's my main issue with this game. It's not even really the combat. You get used to it. It's like they're trying to do it where it's real time, but you also have a limited amount of actions you can do, and you have to wait for this set of like, what are they, squares to like reload basically, and they give you like a companion robot that all of a sudden lets your character fly and like zip around, and then that's fine for traversal. But my gosh, these characters look weird. Like, I'm trying so hard to deal with it. It is impossible. They look like plastic dolls, I guess. That's the best way I can describe it. Everything is off about the presentation of the game, and it's kind of a shame.
It also doesn't help that the lip syncing is just not there.
It's pretty bad. I was like, you know what? I put it on English dub. That's on me. And then I'm like, nope, that looks really weird. So,
I mean, the character of Raymond is pretty cool.
I guess. I don't know. I keep looking at his face, and it's hard to like.
He's got like a mullet, and
I know. I am trying with this game. I really want it to like work. I want Trice to figure it out.
It feels like they made effort with this game.
Yeah.
It's better than their recent efforts, but it's still not a good Star Ocean game. I mean, Star Ocean was a great RPG 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. On the Super Nintendo, it was good.
It just hasn't been good since we've transitioned into the HD era for this franchise. I mean, the PSP had great entries, and
I was, you know what? I was okay with the one on the 360. I recognized it wasn't very good, but I played it. And I was like, you know what? I'm okay with this. I
agree. I liked it, but I realized that it's not that great, especially on the 360 when your ship crash lands on one disc and like all of your upgrades, and then you have to go back and then you have to switch discs and it's back and forth. Yep. Yeah, that was but that was more of a hardware type of deal because it fixed it on the PS3. But yeah, but I'm with John on that one. But man, Star Ocean, man, it's been mid. It's been mid for a while.
Like I think I would pick this one up for $20 or $30.
Okay, jumping in, because I haven't said anything.
Go ahead.
I have never played the Star Ocean game, hence why I haven't said anything. Okay, what would you guys recommend? Because you guys are saying this is mid. What would you recommend is the best one, and why the Star Ocean in particular doesn't, I guess, meet that expectation? Because I'm just hearing a lot of like, oh, it's not good, but I'm like, why? I'm just curious.
I think, like, originally Star Ocean didn't have to rely on trying to be a Final Fantasy like that kind of level of presentation because we liked it on the PS1 even, where we were still kind of in that transition from Super Nintendo to PS1, so you still had kind of the top-down like graphical style. And in this case, they're trying so hard to make their characters have any kind of emotion, and it's just not work. Like, if you see the characters, just look up the first cutscene of the characters and you'll be like, oh, something looks weird here. That looks really off. That's been my main thing, because like the combat I can deal with. They have like a full skill tree, all these things that will level up and all of this. But the thing that draws me, and I'm sure many people to Star Ocean, is the premise of like there's this vast galaxy that you're being set up to explore. It has the sci-fi vibes, but then there's also the JRPG stuff brought in, and it's like this could all come together and be something really cool, and it just can't seem to tie it together with what feels like a quality game. That's
a bummer.
They get a lot of things right. So yeah, they get a lot of there's a lot of cool things in Star Ocean 6. Am I gonna call it that? All right.
Yeah,
There's
I guess
a lot
we'll
of cool
call it
things.
that.
Yeah, Star Ocean 6. There's a lot of cool things in the game. I think that as you upgrade, you're going to be able to get, more AP points and it's going to be better. But the first thing, like when you start playing, you don't want to mash, but it's almost like you start hitting the button and then all of a sudden, you start hearing that sound because you're trying to get another attack in. You're trying to you're just starting out, right? So immediately you're not used to that the red no, you have no AP after you've done like 3 attacks. Okay, so and it's not like Xeno where you have auto attacks in between, then you're waiting for something to recharge. So at least you're attacking in between. And it's not like Tails where you can just attack and then you also have points that are tied to special attacks, but you can just do your regular attacks. So it just makes it for like, if you've been playing the recent action RPGs that release, it just feels inferior to a lot of the good action RPGs. If you've played Final Fantasy VII Remake, or you played all these other cool action RPGs that have modernized and have came out and have done some cool things, and then you go to this and it's like, this isn't as good as
I really liked
any of these action RPGs recently that are good, that are the good action RPGs.
I did like Star Ocean till the end of time. So Celia, if you want to try to jump in on one of them, it's on the PS4 through like the PS2 emulation stuff they do. I like that one back when it came out on the PS2. I thought it was decent.
Might be a bit dated for her though, but
might be dated now.
I mean, you could try First Departure. That's on Switch.
Yeah, First Departure's fun too. That one might be the best one to go with.
Remake of a remaster or something like that. It's
a remake of the PSP remaster of the first game.
There you go.
Oh man,
So,
a lot of caveats.
It's the first game, and many people feel it's the best one or one of the best ones. So
yeah, I remember when Till the End of Time came out and on the PS2. Maybe it was the PS2, like still that the PS2 shine.
I liked that game. I liked it.
I thought it was fine. I don't know. I liked it. It was, but although I was also playing Orphan, and I was like, my gosh, look at this game. So, yeah, those were the days when it was like, it's my characters have fingers. This is a 9 out of 10 immediately. What a shame. You know what? I'm still buying. I'm still buying it. Okay.
It might end up being actually good. It might people.
It's gonna be terrible, and I'm still buying it.
It might end up being, look, like you said, it's just better than maybe 70. Give it a 70.
The only chance we have is if we buy it and I pop the disc in and there's a 60 gigabyte day one patch and it's a whole other version of the game.
People will still buy. Star Ocean always gets support. There's always those hard.
I know. I'm the person who buys it. They're like, they'll buy it, and I'm like, yep, you're right.
I'll pick it out. But
I'll pick it up.
I don't want the series.
I'll pick it up when it's like first sale. I can't justify full price for this game.
It'll be on sale pretty. I think Black Friday. It might already be on sale by then.
So. Man,
hopefully, maybe.
Being a Star Ocean fan's like being a Knicks fan. Just keep buying the merch.
I like the
perpetually mid.
Wow.
Just keep buying the merch, hoping for that ring one day.
Hasn't been good in like decades, like the Knicks.
You live in California and you like the Bulls. That makes no sense.
Let me ask you a question. Where's Chicago? That's Midwest. Mm-hmm. Oh, there we go. West, right? Yeah, the West is in there. Midwest. Let's go.
I will tell you this: if Star Ocean comes out and it's 9 out of 10, I'll be like, you know what? This might be the next year.
Let's go.
I'm on board. 80 or up for Star Ocean. I might have put a bet
80.
Down beginning of the NBA season, Sean. I'm on it.
75 or up. It's like game of the year. If that game can get a 75 plus, oh my gosh, that'd be incredible.
I might be. We'll see on that one. But yeah, Star Ocean's out in it's in that week of October. Well, all right. That's fine.
You see Square Enix delayed the release of Valkyria Profile Lenneth until December?
Yep.
They did.
Yep.
That's a shame. That's a good game.
Yeah.
Hey, Valkyrie release turned out all right. We'll check it. We'll check it out next week so far. The demo's been okay.
Yes,
but
very excited for the Valkyrie release.
Let's go to the Switch story, the T239 chip. Sean actually made a whole video about this, and I was...
Sure did.
Okay, good. It's found in the Linux update kernel for T239. It's a chip that's been talked about for a year and a half now, which is interesting, but there is at least some reference to it now. getting support. Which the thing I'm excited for is not at all what other people are excited for with this. I'm excited for any other kind of consumer Tegra chip, because all I ever see with these things are self-driving cars. And the Tegra chip is something I followed since it almost went in the 3DS. Remember those rumors back in the day? Yeah.
I thought it was AMD.
No, there was rumors that it was going to go into the 3DS way back in the day.
Well, I mean, it was technically, yes, they were rumors, but it was factual. The dev kits were equipped with a Tegra. The problem is when it came time to actually produce the hardware, Nvidia couldn't get the chip up to performance that Nintendo wanted in terms of battery life and overall performance. So Nintendo had to do a 11th hour change, and that's why they changed the internals.
There you go. Okay. Well, that's the thing I'm happy for, is that there appears to be some sort of movement on a consumer Tegra. We don't know if this is exactly what's going in the Switch or anything based on it, but some people seem pretty confident that a form of this chip could be used for whatever Nintendo's planning next, which includes an 8-core CPU, like 1,500 CUDA cores that we'll see about that one. I think things will be disabled, things will be moved around. We don't even know clock speeds, but it is interesting that people seem very confident that we basically know the next chip that Nintendo's going to use. And
John,
yes,
John, I was watching the Nate the Hate podcast, and MVG was pretty much saying that this is pretty much it. Everything that he said on that podcast was this was it. When I was hearing it, so I just want, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to hear
this is the one.
MVG in terms of what, because he was pretty confident this was it, and that this means a lot from what I was listening to.
Actually, what I said was there is no link to this 239 Linux thing that's been going around to anything. It's kind of just meaningless.
Well, you know where it came from, right? There's a guy,
Dan Allen Gaming.
No, there was a guy that's been tweeting that was going to be used in the system for like
year and a half.
Yeah, it's been like a year and a half.
Kopite's dead on with these Nvidia leaks too, by the way.
Right, he's an Nvidia leaker, so that's why I ran with the story, because I was like, well, I guess there's something to talk about here. If this guy is saying that, and now it's being discovered that this does indeed exist, and it's coming out for something, who knows? It's all speculation, anyways.
I would like to see this chip used, just because I'd be curious to see what kind of performance they got out of it. Go on, MVG.
Look, there's a likelihood that this chip could power the next Switch revision, based on Kopite's findings. I mean, you're right; he does have a good track record. What I'm saying is, what we saw this week with this, they've checked in a Linux support for the chip. It doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things when it comes to the Switch, right? Like, I just don't feel like there's enough meat there to be like, this is it. This is the smoking gun. This is not a smoking gun. This is, something that you would submit into evidence, but like, this is not, the one thing that's like, this is the chip that's going to power the next Switch. We feel pretty confident that it will be, but there's still something missing there for me to be like, yeah, this is it,
I'm feeling like it's time for hardware.
Yeah, bedtime, bro.
I've been playing more and more games on the Switch, like third-party ones, and I'm just like, man, I need that T239.
Does Yacht Club Games have a new dev kit? What's going on over there? You got a Switch Pro dev kit or something? What's going on?
Yeah, just go ahead and
even
ban
if
Allen
I
Gaming
did,
that whole
I wouldn't
thing,
tell you.
Good.
No, we don't. But even if I did, you can't really announce those things. We talked about leaks earlier. That's not how this works, buddy.
No, it's okay. There's only more hype for Grand Theft Auto. You'll be fine.
Exactly.
Gee, we just get arrested by Mario real quick.
That's okay. He's not that tall. He can run faster than him.
But he can jump.
Yeah.
Oh, fireball.
That's true.
All right.
Jumps on your head and squashes you into nothing, into dust.
Oh gosh, but yeah, just to chime in about that, I don't have too much to say, but those chips could be used for something stupid instead. I don't know, they could come out with a new advanced Labo, or I don't know, try to remake the VR.
I don't, you know what?
Nintendo does risky, weird things sometimes.
I like where you're going
hardware.
with this, Celia. I like the idea that it's a Switch Pro, but you have to put Labo together to get to it.
Things out of cardboard
Sean
and paper clips.
I'll go on TaskRabbit and have someone hire someone to do it for me.
You would hire somebody
Sean, you're out of a
Amazon.
career at that point.
I love that idea. You need to pitch that, Celia.
Okay, I'll be on it. Call Nintendo right now.
Oh man, I would like to think that we're gonna go into year 6 or complete year 6 of the Switch, and Nintendo's not like, we got 3 more years out of this X1. I would like to think that they have some sort of plan with that. So,
well, I heard that they swapped around 2 levels of hardware and software OpenCL cores in Nintendo DOS/QNX, and it's running 20 times faster if you run OpenGL on the software core, not the hardware cores like in Kichi.
The fuck
That's
are
what
you
I heard.
Would you like to link us to what you're reading?
I know things, bro.
You couldn't string together those words if you had to.
I know people.
Half of those words were not real words.
Not real words.
I did see your podcast, Nate. You guys were just pretty hesitant to declare victory here.
No, I don't think this is the right thing to declare victory.
Did you Control F Silent Hill anywhere in there? Did you double check that?
In an Nvidia log?
No, you never know. You never know. That's the T239. So we'll keep an eye on that. I assume Nintendo's not announcing anything till after the holidays anyway, so it'll be a while. Let's go to Iron Man. New Iron Man in development. EA Motive. They're going to be helming this one apparently, which is weird because they're doing the Dead Space remake right now. So is this just not going full development until after Dead Space remake comes out? What if that does well? Or shouldn't they be working on like the next Dead Space? Or like a lot of questions for me with that one. But the one thing I will say, even though it was BioWare, EA figured out the flying mechanic in Anthem to where it felt like Iron Man. That just the rest of it wasn't very good. But
yeah, you could probably borrow some of that code.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure they probably used something from Anthem, just not most of Anthem.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
what
I mean,
what if they just reskinned the game?
Oh no,
And they called it.
You did feel like
That's
Iron Man
their
though,
big strategy
around.
the whole time.
Everyone who played Anthem was like, the flying was good. There just wasn't anywhere to fly to and nothing to do. That was
We
interesting.
fixed Anthem. It's now Iron Man.
You know what? Iron Man seems like a property that should lend itself well to a video game. And I'm hopeful for. I mean, this is a game that I assume is like, this might be like 2025, 2026 or something. They are announcing some of these Marvel collaborations very early. EA Motive, they're busy. They're busy. When was the last Iron Man game we had? Was that on the 360?
Yes.
That wasn't very good, was it?
No.
I did not play that.
I don't care about Iron Man.
What? You don't care about Iron Man? That seems like
I saw the one movie where it was like in the cave at the start of it or something.
The first Iron Man movie? What? That was great. What are you
At least he
talking
didn't say
about?
he's like in a suit.
Sean, what is wrong with you?
You know the one
Iron
where
Man
he's
ain't cool.
Iron Man?
This is good.
Yeah, I saw
What?
that
This is
one.
good.
Whoa, Iron Man's pretty cool in Marvel versus
Spider-Man's
Capcom
cooler.
too.
Batman's
Right?
cooler. Carnage is cooler.
Carnage.
Carnage.
Those are all the heroes.
X-Men are cooler.
Have you seen some of the X-Men movies we've had?
I'm talking about the OG stuff.
Yeah, he's talking about the ones he has action figures of.
Yeah, the cartoons.
It does have a badass theme song.
Sean, you gotta watch the that's a good movie, Sean. The first Iron
Which
Man.
one?
Man, there's too many fucking superhero movies nowadays.
Yeah, it makes
Like
a lot of money.
it's like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. I watched Spider-Man 1 the other day when I was taking a nap.
Hold on. Did you watch the
movie.
newest
What?
Spider-Man?
Nah, I watched the cartoon one.
Dude,
The
the
Miles
newest
Morales
one
cartoon one.
has the Tobey Maguire in it.
But is he the main Spider? I don't like. Is there multiple Spider-Man?
Yeah, there's
in
multiple
it?
Spider-Man
Yeah.
in it. Yes.
I don't like that. I don't
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh.
But you like
No.
the animated Spider-Verse, but
Where
not when
there's
they do a live
tons
action
of spider
Spider-Verse?
people.
Yes, they have Andrew Garfield in there. And it's a very good movie.
Garfield the cat.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah,
Okay,
Sean,
Sean,
he hates
Do you like-
Mondays.
tell him.
do you like any superhero movie like after 2008?
The new Batman was pretty dope. I
Okay.
watched that. I like
So you
that.
like DC? That's what I'm hearing.
I mean, I like specific characters and franchises. I never grew up being like, "Oh, Iron Man is cool," so he's not cool to me. I'm not interested in him.
Okay.
Sean,
Fair enough.
they brought back Doc Ock from the Tobey Maguire universe too.
And Green Goblin.
And Green Goblin.
What are you bobbing your head
And
to?
Sandman.
Sean,
I'm listening to the real Iron Man, Ghostface Killer.
Sean.
Supreme Clientele, great album.
Sean, you gotta watch the new Spider-Man movie.
What's it? Is it on something streaming, or do I gotta watch a bootleg?
It's on something streaming, I believe. I believe it's streaming now, isn't it? Hold on.
Jake Chinatown said the new Spider-Man movie was awful.
That's Sony though. That's Sony. I don't know. Sony's weird with their stuff, but that's kind of Marvel.
I think it's on like Showtime. It's on like a Stars. It's on like a weird app right now. Yeah.
Man. Okay. You figure it out, Sean. You figure out how
Sean,
to watch
I
that.
probably have a digital
Stars.
code lying around somewhere I can give to
Yeah,
you.
get him that if you do, Jordan.
I never watched
What?
Deadpool.
Who did you play as in Marvel
You didn't watch
vs. Capcom?
Deadpool?
Sean?
What? Sean, you would like
Gonna
Deadpool.
take for
Deadpool should be your favorite character. in
No,
Marvel. You are
don't
almost
tell him
Deadpool.
he's gonna
Don't-
like it
don't
because he'll
show
never
Sean
watch
Deadpool.
it.
I know he's
Here's-
supposed to be like sassy
Gonna
and
take
all that
it
stuff.
for a
I don't like a sassy superhero.
If
I
you
don't
tell
like that.
Sean something is good, he won't watch it. So stop telling him to watch things that
The
are
Simpsons are amazing.
because he won't watch it.
I will
I
say
know they are.
that the last time Jordan gave me a digital code, he gave me Parasite, and that movie was phenomenal.
Parasite's
If
phenomenal.
he offers you a code, you should take it.
Yeah, so
I
watch
got
that
those
new
codes.
Spider-Man movie, Sean.
I'll see it in 2030.
After you watch The Boys.
Oh, The Boys is so good. Watch it.
And
Don't say it.
Sean's
You just
Okay,
delayed
fine.
him
Time
watching
out.
it for another
Plummeted.
year.
I have something to talk about. It's so good. Okay, the whole superhero thing, they get marketing right and PR.
Yeah,
Like
did,
they are spot on. One of the writers knows someone in marketing. It's great.
Sean.
So I really like the show.
Every
That was
time we
really
have
nice.
someone on here and The Boys comes up, they go, Sean, you have to watch it.
Bro, you made me watch
Fucking
that
watch it.
butthole scene.
No,
Like-
that's not where that
That's
came from.
that's not a
That's the
butthole.
other side. Man.
when the guy blew up his dick.
Well, yeah, whatever. That shit was.
what?
It's so
That's too
good.
much, bro. That's too
Some guy
much.
shrinks down. He's walking through.
Oh,
a guy's,
that's
dick,
too much
and
for
he
you, Sean?
sneezes and he
Wait.
becomes full size, so he blows the whole
Why
guy's
would you
body
show him
apart.
that scene? That's something that you need to look at after you've already seen it, and then like
Oh
you don't
my God.
expect it.
Oh man.
I
Okay.
ruined it for him.
Let's let's go to the Logitech G
Well,
handheld. This is a cloud system that Sean bought apparently, which is shocking to me. Popped up
It's easy
immediately,
video.
was like, I'm buying it. It's like, Sean, you didn't buy the Steam Deck yet. You're like, I don't care.
Well,
I'm
you
buying
said I
this.
could buy a Steam Deck with PayPal, right? I got some PayPal, buddy. Maybe I'll do that right now. It better not be a freaking forever wait though.
It's
I
like
swear to God, I'm not buying it.
It's shorter time than you've been waiting for Batman on the Switch.
I mean,
December.
You're gonna be waiting
September
least 2
to
months.
December. Come on, bro.
September to December, somewhere in there.
I don't like that. That's a roulette. I'd rather
Sean,
pay.
you just click now, and it will show up eventually. Look at it that way. Forget about it, and then it'll show up. You're like, oh yeah, the Steam Deck. That's right. I did
But
order
I can
that.
see why Sean bought this Logitech thing because he's always playing that cloud stuff on Xbox, right? So
The other day,
That's all I'm
I
playing.
told him to play Deathloop, and he was like, I'm gonna go ahead and do it through xCloud or something. I'm like, Sean, it's like 30 gigabytes. Just download on your Xbox. Yeah, but I got download. It's like they actually got something here. Never mind. It's anyway, Logitech G Cloud. It is a cloud streaming device based on Android. Xbox Game Pass is there. Apparently, like all like GeForce Now. I saw Stadia and Luna mentioned in the PR, but I haven't seen much else talked about with that one. So I don't know if that's like, oh, the apps exist on the Play Store, so you can technically do it, but it's not marketed with that in mind. But Xbox jumped all over this thing with marketing. Like they had a full release for it on their website. He had Phil Spencer making the rounds with it, showing it to Hideo Kojima. They're all in with this thing apparently, which, hey, in their mind, they don't have to make the hardware. They just got to put their app on it.
I'm not buying this.
$350 though for this thing.
Who
No,
was
if
this
it-
for? Who was
$300
this for?
Apparently, Sean.
Yeah, it's $300. I paid $300.
$50
If you
discount at
pre-order.
launch. Yes, pre-order.
yeah,
Discount
if you
it.
pre-order it, yeah,
Yep.
$50 discount.
Yep. So Sean bought that. I want everyone to understand this. Sean bought that, but not the Steam Deck. Go ahead, Sean.
Because if I buy a Steam Deck now, nobody's gonna give two shits.
That
a
is
fuck
incorrect.
If, I make
If you make a
on it.
video on it, people will
That's
watch it.
not true.
People
I
will
was
watch it.
wrong about the Steam Deck.
Yes, I would watch that. I'd be
Yes.
like, well, I got to click this. I need to
I'd
see
rather
that.
Steam
buy a
Deck
shit
wasn't
on
what I
eBay.
thought it was. ... There
Yeah.
you go.
Steam Deck.
Go on.
Sean, let's keep it 20 and a quarter pesos. You want to play Batman on the toilet? All right.
I was supposed to be playing Batman on the toilet after this Nintendo Direct, and I wasn't. What's with the 64 gig? Can I get away with that?
Yeah, you just put an SD card in it.
Oh, this motherfucker's got a 256. How much is it? How much is a 256? 500?
Yes, yeah,
Wait,
yeah. It's like
isn't it
$529,
cloud
right?
streaming?
This dude got one for 600. Buy it now. 256 in hand ready to ship.
That's what I have. I have 256. It's fine. Pick it up.
And it's got a case and a charger.
Yes.
Why do you need all that space for if it's a cloud streaming device?
No. We're talking about the Steam Deck.
He's Steam Deck shopping right now.
The Logitech thing does have Android on it though.
Yeah.
I really just want to try some emulators out on it and see how it works.
The chip that it comes with, I think it's a Snapdragon. I think it's a 720G. That'll play emulators fine.
It'll do up to PS2 era pretty good, I would say. So it'd be a good device for emulation.
The big push for this thing is the battery life. 12 hours at 50% brightness. I would say 100%, 80% brightness, maybe where people keep it. I'm gonna say like 9 to 10 hours.
That's cloud streaming though. Like if you're running PCSX2 on that thing, you're not getting 12 hours out of it.
It's a 6,000 milliamp hour battery, which for tablets is about right for some of those. So I'm thinking if you emulate stuff and actually push the CPU, probably like 6-7 hours maybe.
Man, that's a lot of money. I can't buy this.
Oh my gosh.
I'm out.
Sean, you were so close.
I was very close.
Hours, Sean's gonna tweet, I just spent $800 on an X-Men toy.
Nah, but toys are cool.
You would actually use that Steam
Deck. I got some
Deck.
cool Beetlejuice toys.
You would use that Steam Deck.
Oh yeah, did you get all those?
Sean, just make a video on the Steam Deck when you get it.
I don't know, man.
Just
You got the holidays coming up. I gotta buy gifts for people. It's a lot of money to be spending on something.
This guy. Just make
Sean
a video
just bought
on
himself Beetlejuice toys. He doesn't have the extra money right now.
I got a deal on them though.
Did you get Lydia?
They don't make a Lydia. Here's
That
the thing
doesn't
about
even make
Beetlejuice.
sense.
Here's the thing. There's in series 1, series 2 is based on the cartoon, which I wasn't familiar with. Series 1
Wait, really?
has three Beetlejuice variants. Otho, Adam, and Harry. The small head guy at the end of the movie. There's no Barbara, there's no Lydia. Bizarre.
John, you have so much knowledge about Beetlejuice action figures, and you refuse to watch the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
I'm concerned and impressed, but also concerned.
Beetlejuice is good, man.
Sean, you have
Did you know Michael Keaton's in one of the Spider-Man movies?
Sean, I'm going to help you out here, okay? You have Netflix?
Yeah, I'm thinking of canceling it, though.
Okay. Cyberpunk Edge Runner is on there. All right?
I'm not watching
Don't watch it. It is absolutely terrible, okay?
Don't worry.
Never
I
watch
won't
it.
be watching it.
Never watch it ever, okay?
Bro, the Cyberpunk to me was
reverse
about
psychology.
experiencing the world, and the world was shit. I did not care about any of these weirdo looking characters.
The thing that gets me is you would actually like it because it is like right up your alley in terms of
What do you think of the Fifth
content
Element?
It's all right.
Fifth Element's
Oh
classic.
my
Same
gosh.
rules.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm a big fan of I like a lot of Bruce Willis stuff. And why is his name escaping me right
Chris
now?
Tucker?
Yeah, Chris Tucker. I wanted to call him Chris Rock. I don't know why. I like Chris
sounds
Tucker.
kind of racist, but that's okay.
No, his name was popping into my mind as Chris Rock instead of Chris Tucker. I knew it was Chris something.
Sure, that's what they all say.
The G Cloud handheld, though, I'm curious if $350, that seems pretty expensive for something that's designed to just run off the cloud.
John, you going to get one and tear it down?
Oh, I already ordered it.
Oh,
It's on the way. We're going to tear it down. We'll do all that fun stuff. I'm curious about the build quality around it for that price. Because I'm viewing it legitimately as a tablet with controllers fused to the sides. That's how I'm looking at it. So
What would be a good price point for that?
I think $200 is the max they should do for something like that. And unfortunately, Xbox would have to make it. I don't know why Logitech or Tencent would take a loss on hardware or break even. They want to make money, like now. So they have no runway to Game Pass where, okay, this thing we make is going to get you there. They don't care about that. They want to make money on the hardware. So unfortunately, I don't think Xbox cares to make a handheld. So we'll probably have overpriced.
Well, that's why they're
cloud
promoting it.
stuff.
'Cause
Exactly.
It's gonna be let's be real. All us dumbasses are gonna be like, the Xbox handheld is finally here, and having the picture of it fucking playing Halo or something.
Apparently you are. So that's
Of course I am.
maybe I will now. Thank you. That's the problem. It's too expensive, I think, for most people. Because if it's $300, why wouldn't you just buy an iPad? Like the iPad is $350 right now. It has a controller, sure, but if you already have an Xbox, because you're part of that ecosystem, you can just sync your controller up to the iPad and just do that.
Yeah, some people like convenience though.
I mean, I guess to me, it's like the iPad would probably make more sense if you had to decide. You're like $350 for this thing or the iPad. It's like I don't know. I feel like you could probably get away with an even older tablet that you find online with a control setup, and it still costs less for doing that because it's not going to leave your house. It has no mobile connection, so it's just Wi-Fi.
Sean doesn't.
I agree,
leave
John. I think if it was $200, it'd be
200.
more. I'd probably pick it up at 200 and mess around with it.
Yeah, 200. You don't need the 1080p screen. 720 would be fine for streaming. They could try to make it a little more compact. The battery life is the biggest thing. I think they're right with that. 12 hours, I think that makes a lot of sense. If they can pull that off on a smaller form factor, cheaper parts even, and a price tag that's 200 or less, I think they have something then. But this would be something you'd leave on the coffee table or next to your couch or something and just randomly pick it up and go. And I don't think the price makes sense for that. But nonetheless, I'll check it out just to see.
When's it coming out?
October 18th.
So
that is
away.
busy time of year, the second half of October. Everything is coming out. The Genesis Mini 2 is coming out.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about that.
See? Bayonetta.
That's being reviewed.
Bayonetta comes out the same day as that, Sean.
Well, I'm hoping to get an early one. I'm trying to talk to the PR person from them.
Let's go.
Celia has to leave.
Oh,
I
know.
know.
That's fine.
I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
Even though she was confirmed for the after show.
Where can? You're dodging that one. Good job, Celia.
Good job.
Yeah.
Next
time I'll stay later.
Where can everyone find you? First of all.
Yeah, so personally, you can find me on Twitter. I'm twitter.com/CeliaB with 3 E's. And I also use Instagram. I'm Kosher Gamer on there. But if you want to find out more about Shovel Knight Dig, you can check out our Twitter at Yacht Club Games. We're at Yacht Club Games at everything, so you can find us there. Or check out shovelknightdig.com. Also, Shovel Knight Dig came out, I'm saying it a bunch of times, on Friday. So go pick it up on Steam or Nintendo Switch or on Apple Arcade. Thank you guys again for having me. It's always so much fun.
Thanks for joining us. And I have her link down below in the description as well, so check her out.
Bye,
there.
Celia.
Thanks, Celia.
Yeah, bye guys.
Bye, Celia.
Bye,
Celia, real quick before you go. Wait,
Oh,
Celia.
yeah.
How much they pay you to put it on Apple Arcade?
What?
How much they pay Yacht Club to put on Apple Arcade first?
Oh, you know. Okay, wait. Okay, let me tell you the actual amount.
There you go.
That was great.
That was Celia. Check her out. I got her link down in the description. And of course, Yacht Club Games and Shovel Knight Dig. It's out now. All right.
You gonna dress up as Beetlejuice for your Logitech video, Sean?
Nah, I ain't doing that. It's too much work.
This is from Psyop says, what's your opinion on the 4090 being released as well with the new modding technology from Nvidia, letting you upscale and add ray tracing support to older games without the developer being involved, if it actually works as they say it will? Okay, MVG, let's go to the 4080, 4090 discussion, because I feel like it's mostly you and me talking about this. I don't know if, Jordan, you getting the RTX card?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I'd like to get one. Probably going to be a year before I get one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's because Evan's not here, and Evan's obviously the big PC guy too. But I know MVG. I wanted to bring it up too because you just bought a 3080, but
I just got a 3080, and I'm good with it. I'll be good with it for a while. I'll be good with it for a while.
Well, we had 3 different cards: the 4080, 12, 4080, 16, and then the 4090. These cards are very expensive, and it seems like Nvidia is all about pushing that price up further. They said the time for GPU prices to fall, that's over, and it seems like they're trying to position $900 as the basic entry point for a video card now, which that's pretty expensive overall. But even the 4090 is $1,600, which is $100 more than the 3090 when that debuted a couple years ago. All right, so I mean, it's getting expensive. That's not to say these cards are going to be incredible. I feel like the performance is going to be great. Awesome. They're pushing towards 8K. I don't know anyone really who even plays at 4K on a monitor right now. A lot of people push for 1440p, like 144 hertz. That's what I do with the ultra wide, and it's actually pretty cool. Like it's a good experience. But The big controversy is that the 12 gigabyte does not match up to the 16 gigabyte as you'd expect. Seems like it's a 4070.
Yep.
It's odd. Nvidia, I feel like they're getting comfortable.
Yeah, I think they are too. They're going back to their old ways where they used to do this stuff. So, look, they are way ahead right now, and yeah, I think you're right, John. They are getting a little comfortable. But I am very excited about the 40 series cards, and I mean, based on what they showed us, the slide deck with the performance improvements. And of course, that's always, in a vacuum, in a controlled situation. We'll see the real world numbers on improvements when reviewers get their hands on the cards and stuff. But it looks pretty good. Looks like a pretty decent leap
they look
ahead
like,
of
they look like beasts of cards. They always show us that graph that doesn't have the y-axis on it, and they're like, "This looks amazing." Yep. And it's like, I guess it does. I think the problem they're running into, and AMD's probably running into it too, it was easy to sell people on cards a decade ago when it was all about resolution, getting better frame rates for a while they're 1080p, then 1440p, 4K, now they're up to 8K. It's getting harder and harder because they're not selling on resolution anymore. They're selling on like DLSS 3 that is just happens to be specific to these new cards. And they're trying hard with ray tracing, and it's... I think there's less and less of a drive necessarily for people to upgrade like they used to back in the day, where people would see it and they'd be like, all right, cool, that gets 60 in 4K. I'm going to go ahead and sell this old card right now and get ready for it.
So the DLSS 3 thing looks really interesting, and they show that comparison with Cyberpunk, how without it was like 23 frames per second, and with DLSS 3 it was like 100 or something ridiculous. That looked really, really impressive. But one thing about DLSS, especially this version 3, is you kind of talking about before, it's inserting frames in the mix there to kind of keep the frame rates where they are, and do the kind of the comparisons between the previous frame and do all that's AI kind of manipulation. But by definition, if you're inserting frames into the render chain, then you're also adding input lag, because if you think of it that way. So that's the area that I'm kind of interested in seeing what effect it will do to input latency, because it will increase input latency, but what amounts it increases it by, I'm still unsure of. I think anyone that reviews this card, hopefully they'll do some kind of input latency tests as well. But because we're not talking about inserting pixels anymore, we're talking about inserting entire frames in there. So that changes, how the game may feel from a input lag perspective. So I'm very curious to see how that goes. I mean, Nvidia's probably already thought about this, and they already have something in place to mitigate it. But in some cases, I feel like it could really increase the input lag, based on the implementation of DLSS 3 that they're using.
I think a lot's riding on these benchmarks from independent sources. Like, they're gonna have to blow people away, because Nvidia's revenue was already down pretty drastically after everything that happened with crypto crashing and a lot of stuff like Ethereum moving away from proof of work and not a proof of stake. So video cards getting dumped on the market.
Didn't EVGA just walk and say, we don't want to work with you guys anymore?
Yeah, apparently they were losing money on video cards producing them, and it's like, why? So in their mind, and Nvidia's producing their own cards really now, so it's weird because you're competing against the company that technically creates the chips themselves. These are board partners who rely on them to give them the chips, but now they're creating their video cards, and it's this weird dynamic of they can just undercut us because they produce the chips. So what are we doing here? And apparently there's a lot of strict rules and stuff that were coming into play for how they could build their card, which may be because they were against Nvidia, who's building their own stuff. So it's very strange times, but it does set up AMD nicely because they're having their event on the 3rd of November, and they kind of talked about one of their folks as being streamlining production and building their cards so that they would come in at a, I think, better price.
Yeah.
So,
and FSR just hit 2.1, and all of a sudden I'm starting to get interested in FSR, because I think the FSR 1 wasn't particularly great. FSR 2 is actually really good. 2.1 is even better. So I'm slowly starting to get on board with what they're doing with their implementation of the upscaling stuff. And in many ways, it kind of suits game consoles better to use the FSR implementation. Sure. So yeah, I mean, if they have something good with regards to FSR or some updates, maybe they they talk about preview FSR 3 or something like that. I'd be really, really interested to see what they have.
The PsyOp also brought up that RTX tool. I thought that was pretty cool. Like you can
the modding tool.
Yeah,
that thing looks really good.
They showed Morrowind. They took it and it like there was a whole video of them. It scans like the environment that you're in, and it works to place down like AI upscale textures, and like the lighting will come into effect. And they took Morrowind and made it look like a new game. It was crazy.
So I'm very, very interested in this technology, and I want to see it kind of in real world to see what kind of a job it does. Because think of it this way. I mean, there are studios out there like Night Dive Studios that remaster games, right? So essentially what this is doing a similar type of thing. You're building a remaster of an old game. So I'm very curious to see how this looks.
You're gonna I wonder if that's compatible with the 30s. Like, could you use that with your card?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But if not, I may have to get a 40 series. But,
if it's if it becomes work related, then yeah, because I'd be curious to see what you'd be able to do with that. Like pull an old game and see.
That Morrowind thing looked like smoke and mirrors to me, the way that they just,
right?
Dragged it across and everything was just,
but what if it was that easy?
I mean, that would be really cool.
We'd see a lot of...
if it was that easy, then there are some studios out there that are going to change their workflow and how they remaster games. Honestly, I think that's something that could be disruptive, to the industry. Honestly,
okay.
If it's as good as they say it is, we'll have to see.
It's they showed that Portal RTX. That's the Portal. It's going to have apparently a free download, so you can just check it out there when it drops. So that'll be, I don't know, kind of cool. I'm curious what your take would be on that. Hopefully when the tool goes up, it's just compatible with what you have now with the 3080 and you can try it out.
Yeah. Are you going to get a 40 series? Like, let's say on day one, everything's available. Would you get a 4080 or a 90, or what are you looking at?
I don't know. If I was going to do it, I probably would just get a 40. The 4090 is such overkill. Like I'm not doing 8K. I don't even know anyone was doing 8K. Like, so that's, to me, I think the 4080 is probably it, but I have to see the benchmark for that 12 gig card because there's some weirdness going on with that one. So I don't know. If things look all right in terms of compatibility for that RTX program with a 3090, I might do that just because I think it'll be like $800 maybe here soon as people dump their cards. So
yeah, I'm going to sit on the 3080 for a while. I think if they announce when they announce the 4080 Ti's at some point, probably middle of next year, I may jump
maybe
over.
a 3080 Ti. That might be the middle ground. We'll see what prices are like after these things are launched and out there by November. So
I'd say that'd be pretty good by then.
Yeah, that's the hope, because then I might make some moves here. We'll see.
Same.
Thank you, Sean. We have some Discord questions and some super chats to finish up. Sean, you're running the after show tonight?
Yeah, I'll do it for a little bit.
Okay. After we get finished up here, we'll move on to the after show. Let's see. This is Kaito saying about the PC streaming cartridge for the Switch shown at TGS. Do you think they could use the Wii U Bluetooth streaming technology instead of Wi-Fi to stream games with less latency? Was that like something specific for the Wii U? I'm not sure what they would do with that. That cartridge looked very much like it was early production. They were just looking for someone to give them money to produce it. So I don't know. I feel like they would stick with what they had there, which looked like it was just running through Wi-Fi, maybe Wi-Fi 6. That was at TGS. They had a card, MVG, if you missed it, that would allow them to stream like games to the cartridge, so it could bypass whatever the Switch was blocking or stopping or anything like that. So Zoop says, a long time ago, I shouted out the YouTuber Talking Sock as a potential guest on the Spawncast through Discord questions. I recently became one of their producers via Patreon. Has anyone looked into their channel? I have not, but Evan may have, so I'll have to ask him when he gets back next week. Hopefully,
I thought they were talking about Arlo.
Oh no, we don't know how long Evan's gone. He went to a LAN party one time and then he came back 2 months later. So we'll see. Nerd said, with Sony releasing more and more games on PC, do you think their PSVR 2 games will ever be put on PC? I think that'd be a big move, is to have PSVR 2 and working on PC day one, because it looks expensive connected to the PS5, but there are PC headsets that are over $1,000. So I think it would actually come in at an average price there on the PC side. But I think it'd be smart. It would just give more people to sell to, so why not? Faye says, doesn't the 12 gigabyte 480 just feel like a way to act like the price is worth it when it just feels like what a 470 would be? Yes. Everyone kind of thinks that's a 470 based on the stats they showed or the specs they showed. It's not necessarily just the same 480 missing 4 gigabytes. It kind of looks like they messed around with it a bit. Alpha says, considering the Grand Theft Auto 6 leak and other leaks, would it be better if companies more transparent about their products? Well, Dead Space Dead Space and Skate, they're just like, here's the game in block form. So
there's really no one size fits all answer here.
Right.
I think it's really on a case by studio basis, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing when we look at Skate 4 and Dead Space is a remake of an old game. They're still trying to keep it true to the original vision. And yeah, there's been some benefits by being transparent where fans have given the feedback of they need to change the sound effects for the weapons. And the development team took that to heart and they released an update saying, how do these sound effects work? But it's definitely going to be a game by game basis. It's no universal fit for anything. And that's for any industry. What works for one product isn't going to work for another. So it should be at the discretion of the developer and publisher whether or not they want to be as transparent as what we're seeing with Dead Space. But I think what they're doing there is good for the industry as a whole, as long as it fits the project that they are currently developing.
Okay. Let me go to the super chats here. Colt says, how's everyone doing? Y'all are the best. And Nate is a true Chad, but MVG is a mega Chad. There you go.
Thank you.
Liam says, do y'all think we're still getting a Zelda game in 2022? I'm going to say probably not. No.
I don't know. I've been seeing lots of videos about a Zelda Direct that's coming all of a sudden.
Snap.
So.
Zelda Direct. Okay.
Would you say that?
Where did you see that?
There's a couple channels doing it, actually.
Wow.
Interesting
Well,
stuff.
who? So I can go check that out.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You can just type in Zelda Direct. It'll pop up.
Zoop says, Edge Runner's main literary theme in one lyric. Forgive me for letting you down. Everyone does it for the sake of someone else. It's a good show, Sean. You should check it out. Georgie says, Banjo was never good. I played it. Rare 64 overrated. Ooh.
Yeah,
It's
you'll
better
have to
than
read
Donkey
this
Kong
now.
64.
Man.
Stop donating, OJ.
Banana says, Banjo-Kazooie mid, actually less than mid. Oh, man. Everyone just going after Banjo right now. What's going on?
Just respect over here. Damn.
Defeat says, yo, what's up? Banana says, since Rona is basically over in the minds of many, Rockstar will probably tell all contractors to work in-house and only give privileges to work from home privileges to permits. I'm curious, do you think some of these leaks that we're just seeing get out there now will affect work from home?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they'll use this as like, see, that's why you guys got to come into the office. Michael says, got my first ever Nintendo Switch, and sorry, Spawn, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yep. I also got Live Alive. I'm also having a lot of fun with Nintendo Switch Online. We're never getting the next Mario Kart, by the way. It's never happening. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe will sell for the rest of time. That'll be it. It was in the MPD again. It's like top 6 or something. I don't know. It's too high, whatever it is.
It was the best selling Switch game.
It's too high.
of the month.
It's ridiculous.
Best selling Switch game of the month again.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. This Black Friday, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bundle.
In a version 1 Switch.
Yes.
V1
last time they did V2. I will give them
Oh,
credit.
they gave us the V2 now.
They gave us the
V2. V2. Okay, not bad, not bad.
I'm telling you, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You can count it. It will be there Black Friday.
It will be there.
Zoop says GTA leaker messed up with the corpos. Robert, no message here. Thanks, Robert. Banana says the Latina protagonist is literally mommy. I mean, they said, I mean, mommy with an M-A-M-I. They've repeated themselves and corrected themselves many times. Mighty Ryan says, just curious if anyone's planning on reviewing the Hori Split Pad Compact. Sean?
No.
It's a Switch controller.
It's a split pad Pro? Or
the smaller
it's
one.
the small, yeah, the small one. It looks cool.
They didn't send me one, so now.
Aish says, Jordan, thoughts on the RR International Oscar selection snub?
George's not here.
Feels like a big letdown considering the global appeal in the last few months.
You know, it's not that bad. I really like Sonic the Hedgehog as well.
Scott said, what was with Nate's salty reaction to all of his guesses? Sorry, leaks being wrong last week. You should be used to it by now, right? Oh, man. That was from Scott S.
Considering their predictions, I'm not expecting them to happen.
Have you like explained this 20 times now?
I just want to know, like, Sean made a predictions video. How many people in your comments said you lied to me, Sean? Except for Bevy right now.
Someone in the chat did. Just
Yeah,
now.
Bevy did now.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, Sean made a Sega Saturn video, and everybody in the world on Facebook hated him. So.
Yeah. God damn.
He just made a video, and I watched the video, and I was watching the video, and I'm like, this is harmless. I just got there. I'm like, all right, that's what a normal person thinks. And all of a sudden, World War III retro game. It was just a normal Sega Saturn video. People,
they broke out like
What
the
did you do,
slam dunk
Sean?
contest on you over there, Sean.
I literally did nothing. I'm in a Facebook group for Sega Saturn that I've been in for years, and somebody shared the video in there, and it just popped up on my Facebook feed, and I was scrolling through, and there was a bunch of comments. It's like, oh, let me look at these comments. I hate this piece of shit. He's so ugly. I want to punch him in the face. He's just doing this for views. He probably doesn't even know anything about the Sega Saturn. I'm like, okay. I hearted all their comments.
My point is that, like, people are going to hate, and no matter what you say, they're going to misinterpret whatever. I mean, MVG, you've dealt with that. People going crazy. That's just, that's just the way it is, man.
Nate and I are going to be walking in like Vince McMahon. Our time will come. Don't worry.
Okay.
When?
Okay.
Will I be alive for it? I feel like
I'd be alive for it, man. Ruffle says, thoughts on Sparks of Hope.
You're giving us a pretty limited window to work with there, Sean.
exactly.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
Sparks of Hope
Some
looks
rope here.
incredible. I don't need to see any more of these previews or anything. I'm just ready to get to October 20th so I can pick it up.
I'm sold. That game looks fudging incredible.
Looks great. I'm ready for it. That, like I said, that 10 days, 11 days of October is going to be ridiculous. Everything is coming out right there. So.
October is nuts. It's like crazy. And if you're interested in No More Heroes 3 for PS5 and Xbox Series with good frame rate and resolution's better, but better frame rate. That one's coming too, October 11th. So
This one's from Xbox Lost PlayStation 1. It says, MVG, your River Girl game got 67 on Metacritic, not a real dev. Thank you, Xbox Lost PlayStation 1. Thank you. Ace Breaker says, can't wait for RGT's publishing company, 50/50 Studios.
It's a good company.
Taco says, do you guys still bring out old portable systems? I think the DS Lite is still the most convenient system to take portable. The DS Lite was pretty good.
I just bought a boxed DS original one.
Ugh, what?
It's nostalgia.
Oh, okay.
Because it has the Metroid Prime Hunters demo in it and stuff. It's crispy. It was from a friend, so he gave me a really good price. So I was like, yeah.
And the clamshell design ones are good portably. The DS Lite is like legendary status, though. I will give it that. Jay Raya with a code there for the Switch. Okay.
He's done a couple of those.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. Well, hopefully people got it. Expert says Miss Click looks different today. When did she get an orange beanie? Okay. that was a good one. Good job, experts. Fluke says, a new Shovel Knight game. Sign me up. On to the Steam Deck I will go. Let's go. And then Xbox Lost PlayStation 1. This looks like a different account. This is a different... Wow, they're teaming up. That's it. We just got... we just some kind of pee on PS3 squad. Is that you, Sean?
I mean, I did pee on a PS3.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, that's a great time to return.
Armaldo says, Celia, I've heard some mention lately that really big games like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom don't really need to do much marketing. Is that a thing? Well, she's not here.
Well, it kind of does need to, but...
Thank you. I feel like Tears of the Kingdom, people are going to pick it up either way because of the first one did. But they'll still have a massive marketing push for it, though.
They're gonna have a huge marketing campaign.
They're absolutely going to market.
It's going to be it's going to be massive. There might be its own direct. It's going to have commercials.
Oh, go on. When's this happening?
It's going to. There's going to be a lot. Like there's going to be a ton of stuff for the game. But like you guys said in this in the podcast, Nate the Hate, which was awesome. You guys said they're going to start ramping things up next year or so. So yeah, look out. It's going to be interesting.
Derek says
Did we say that, Nate?
What?
Derek
Go back to the
says,
videotape.
MVG, did you play Street Fighter 6 at EVO?
I did actually play Street Fighter 6 at Evo, and it was
Is it good?
effing awesome.
Is it? It's good.
I can't wait for that game to come
It's
out.
smooth. It's smooth in person. Like, looks good.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
it's really, really good.
Okay.
Really good. My only concern about Street Fighter 6 is right now. See, I've always had. I'm a casual, right? When it comes to fighting games, I don't know anything about them. I'm a button masher, maybe a little more advanced than that. But my biggest worry about Street Fighter 6 is the barrier of entry. I'm hoping they don't make it too complex, so people kind of turn away from it, and only the FGC people embrace it and use it. Like, I really hope that they can make this available and accessible to a bigger audience. And I think, from what I've played, I think they are going to do that, but we'll have to see when the game
Did
comes
they
out.
have the Smash Brothers controls there for you guys?
No.
Because that is part of the game where you can now use like a Smash Brothers control scheme now.
Interesting.
That's cool.
So
That's pretty cool.
that will help with the barrier of entry for sure.
Yeah.
Tariq says, where is Dino Crisis? That was a great question.
To quote my friend Alex, Dino Crisis sucks. MVG knows what I'm talking about.
All right.
Alex O'Neill, yes.
Yeah. Every time anyone mentions Dino Crisis, he goes to Twitter and it's hashtag Dino Crisis sucks to piss off Jaw Muncher on Reset Era.
It's coming out. It's coming out next year, though. Dino Crisis. That's Exoprimal, right? That's next year. Yeah, there you go.
Sure.
Sean, did you hear what MVG or Nature said?
No.
I said Alex O'Neill says Dino Crisis sucks.
Who said that? Alex O'Neill?
Alex O'Neill.
Who the fuck is that?
CVX freak.
Who?
He wrote a book about Resident Evil.
He said Dino Crisis sucks?
Yeah.
Dino Crisis 1 and Resident Evil 1 with better AI because the dinosaurs are smarter than the fucking zombies. What a dumbass.
But all right.
Galen says, I bought a Game Boy Micro for too much on eBay a year or two ago and played through Advance Wars. Actually quite enjoyable. Perfect when your pockets are too full. Then we have J. Rye again with another Switch code with farmers. So I assume it's like a farming game. Burton says, hi everyone, my Xbox 360 keeps saying open disk tray when I try to play games after blowing canned air in the drive. That means the laser is not seeing the disk. So either it's bad or it's the laser is stuck at the top and you have to like open up and kick it. Not actually kick it, just kind of push it in a little bit. Give it a little bit of help.
It's probably bad.
Probably bad. Yeah.
Pushed it real good.
Lasers aren't too bad to replace, to be honest, and they're not too expensive. So it's fixable. Smash says, hey, RGT, when do you think we will get DLC for Splatoon 3?
It might be coming soon.
Got
Might
it
take a
launched,
little
didn't we?
time.
Georgie says, question on 2077, show and discussion. Hope Shadowrun returns. For Cyberpunk 2077?
Could be.
For the show, on the show and discussion around Cyberpunk, it's making a return. Probably because of Edge Runners. That seems to be the big thing right now. But I haven't personally had the urge to go back to the game as much, but when that new content drops next year, I will go back and check it out. But it seems like people are saying that it is significantly better off than it was when it first launched. It just took them a year or so to get it figured out. And so there you go. Hey, the show's good on Netflix. Check that out. I can recommend that one. I'm on episode 8 right now.
How many episodes are there?
10, I think. 10.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah, it's good. The art style is interesting, so it's fun. And J. Rye again with another code there for the Switch. And then we have Hab saying who's watching World Cup this year.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Doesn't it start on like
doing
Thanksgiving?
anything else?
Yeah, it's in Qatar, right? So it's going to be
So
winter over there.
Yeah, I think the first matches are that Thursday, Thanksgiving.
What are the Vuvuzelas or whatever they're called? What are those?
That was in South Africa.
Vuvuzela.
That was
Do they
no,
still-
they don't do that anymore.
Oh, okay.
I can't wait
Yeah,
to
that was
not
only,
tune in.
that was
It's
only
gonna be
the
so
South
much
African World Cup.
Oh god, that was the most annoying thing
Andrew-
ever.
Andrew says the creators of Nexamon series has announced they are making a third game. Any thoughts? And have you played any of their games? I've not.
No.
I've not played. I wish I could elaborate more on this, Andrew. I have not played the Nexamon. I did play with Temtem. It's kind of like Pokemon game. I played that recently on the PS5. Much better than when it first went into like its closed or beta thing that they did before. So, Alex, no message there. Thanks, Alex. Then we have Nick saying RTG is the deck cutting into your Switch time.
I haven't bought a Steam Deck yet.
Everyone just assumes you have one, Sean. You may as well just go ahead and buy it. Then Jay Riot says, Nate is a fake journalist and reviewer. No insider knowledge, liars, Silent Hill, Silent Hill, Silent Hill. And then a code for the Switch.
Let's go.
I'm not a journalist or a reviewer.
Then they say, all jokes aside, thanks for this great community. RGT, buy the Steam Deck and watch Edge Runner.
I like how they shit all over you, Nate, and then they're like,
I think they're just messing with you. The SCOG says $5 for Spawnway for a month of contacts only. Thumbnails. There we go. See, Sean. People are coming around for the contacts only.
Well, I mean, it's here now.
Greatest crossover in YouTube history. Ian says, should I keep my copies of Astral Chain, Simulator Chronicles 2, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and Bayonetta 1 for the Switch sealed? Ooh.
If you don't want to
Bayonetta 1, yes. I would say Bayonetta 1, yes. That was limited release.
Astral Chain as well. Keep it sealed because
break the seal.
Break the seal.
Play those games. They're all
I
good
wish
games.
I kept my Astral Chain sealed.
Yeah, there you go, Jordan.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have played it.
Well, you played the first 15 minutes. There's a bike.
There was a bike.
Tanner says,
Then
John,
the
Then there wasn't.
Down.
Tanner says, John, have you checked out the Session 1.0 release? I have not. People told me I should. I played that game when it was in beta, and it felt weird. I don't know. I might check it out. We'll see. I do like my skateboarding games. I do. Let me go around here as I finish up with some of these super chats. And I think there was one on Streamlabs. I want to double check as well. Let me go to OJ Player Essence. Where can everyone find you?
Find me right here on YouTube. Got some cool videos. I'll be doing this upcoming week with the big October month coming up with Persona and also with Bayonetta 3. That's my jam and all sorts of games. What else do we have? We have more games coming out in October. Near Automata's coming out, so I'll be covering that. Valkyrie Elysium, I'll be covering that as well. So yeah, if you're into RPGs, adventure games, Nintendo games, check out the channel. I also stream daily as well, so you can find me. Player Essence on YouTube, streaming daily, new videos daily.
Dark
Thanks
says
for having me on.
480, 16 gigabytes, 58% of 4090 CUDA cores, 3070, 56% of 3090 CUDA cores. They're basically pointing out how unimpressive that 4080-12 looks like compared to the 16, and I agree. I think they're pulling a fast one and trying to rename the 4070 to 4080. So we'll see. We'll see when the benchmarks come out, because if it's a large disparity, there's gonna be a lot of questions for Nvidia. Cap says, have you all tried the Hyperkin Pro Cube controller for Wii U? P.S. Thank you for all you're doing. That sounds like a Sean question. I heard Wii U in there.
What? Pro
The
Cube?
Hyperkin Pro Cube controller for Wii U.
It's a GameCube controller for the Wii U. It has 3.4 out of 5 on Amazon. Looks all right.
Okay.
Why don't you just buy a fucking GameCube adapter and
Sean,
then use the actual GameCube?
Can you tell everyone where they can find you?
You can find me on RGT85 talking about G4 TV. That's all I talk about now. I wish there was more I could say. I guess when Sessler leaves, I'll revisit it, and then maybe I'll finally bury him. I had a really good Sessler rant in my G4 thing, and I actually cut it because, I don't know, some of them could be, I guess, libel or something, but I don't think it's false, so whatever. After show will be here on this channel. After show here. Go sub. So, yeah, come through.
Right. Yeah, we'll be there after this. Reese says, John, you're a legend, and what you've done a lot for me. I watch all your videos and hope you're as nice in person as you are in the video. Thanks, Reese. I think I am nice in person.
He's actually not. He was very mean to me. Didn't want to take pictures with me. Didn't sign my autograph or didn't autograph my games that I asked him to. He's actually a douchebag.
Reese, you come out to too many games next year. You can see I'm nice in person. I'm nice. We gotta get Nate out there and MVG out there. Nate,
I'm already committing to not going next year.
Oh, great. Nate, where can everyone find you?
Find me on YouTube at Nate the Hate. MVG and I have a podcast available right now that went live this morning where we talk about the Nvidia T239, which could or could not potentially be linked to the next Nintendo Switch hardware, as well as the
Linked?
Shut up. as well as the Grand Theft Auto 6 hack and how it impacts the developers at Rockstar and the industry as a whole. So you can go listen to that right now. We will have a new episode next week. We already have the topic planned, and it's going to be a fun one.
Okay. It's from Gen, who says, it's got the physical advanced collection, but the PS5 D-pad gives me cold sweats anyway to connect an 8BitDo or similar controllers to PS5. For any way to connect an 8BitDo or similar. Yeah, you have
Should work, right?
Yeah,
Or
doesn't it
USB
just
or
sync up
Bluetooth?
through Bluetooth?
They should.
Yeah, you should be able to get any of the ones you want, like the SN30 Pro. That's a nice one. The more recent ones are really good with the handles. But yeah, the D-pad's good. Yeah, that's a good one right there. Yeah, the D-pad's nice, good for fighting games. I recommend that one. It should sync right up to there it is. It should sync right up to your PS5. To my knowledge, it should just be compatible through Bluetooth.
If not, there's a wireless dongle you can get.
There is a wireless dongle, yeah. Yep, you're right. Plugs
It should
USB.
just work.
Yeah.
Dongle.
MVG. Where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Modern Vintage G and YouTube Modern Vintage Gamer. Did a video today about the Xbox DRM thing that Microsoft recently lifted, and I did some tests on that. And I have a video coming out on Monday, so check out the channel. And Nate and I will have a new episode next week.
Okay, very good. Thanks everyone for joining us for Spawncast episode 2.
What the fuck, man?
Jordan, where can everyone find you?
No, I didn't want.
I was messing. Go ahead, Jordan. Go ahead.
Recently, as of today, I officially announced I have a Jordan Fringe gaming channel.
Yes.
It's not news. It's not modern reviews. It's like what I do with cartoons, except now with video games. It's launching very soon. I put out a teaser video today. Do me a favor, check out the channel if you're interested.
Check out
if not, I understand.
Check out Jordan.
Love being on this podcast and not forgotten about.
Can I mention one more thing real quick? Shout outs to Jordan's new channel. Definitely going to be looking forward to that. But please, if you guys haven't seen it yet, check out the official Nintendo channel. I was on a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 video, and that was awesome. So please check that out if you haven't seen it. It's like, well, why we play Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So yeah, check that out too.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. We'll be back here next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll see you guys then.